military situation. I know it's very popular and it makes good press to talk about another potential war as if we need one. But that's not what I can sense anyone in China wanting to do except the general populace. It's a complete other way around, this idea that Xi Jinping wants to, in the midst of economic turmoil with a climate change facing us, with countries facing real economic deprivation, that this is a time, or there is any time, when China wants to start a war. Remember, it hasn't been China that has been starting the wars over the past 40 years. It's been the United States.
All right, Ross Fingold, if I can come to you on this, because again, it is being stated that Biden has said that U.S. would defend Taiwan if China attacks. Now, of course, we've seen the position of the United States when it came to the Russia-Ukraine war, I beg your pardon, and how they did what suited their interests best. It's one thing to make a statement. It's one thing to really go out and support who you want to support. What do you think would be the position of the United States in the midst of the statements that are being made at this point? And of course, we await the big Xi Jinping-Biden meet.
Well, the policy of the United States for several decades now has been what we often call strategic ambiguity, to not state clearly that the United States would send combat troops to defend Taiwan in the event of a war. Now, President Biden has said, I believe on 4 different occasions, that the U.S. would come to defend Taiwan. And just as quickly as he said that, White House staff immediately, as we say in America, walked it back to say that's not really what we meant, and our policy is unchanged. So we know that the United States prepares for that contingency. So in the event of a war, the United States Navy and other military assets would be prepared to join that fight if the president were to give that order. But whether or not a president at any given time would actually give that order, we just don't know.
All right. I want to thank all of you gentlemen for joining us on the broadcast. Captain Alok Bansal, Ina Tangen and Ross Fingold on throwing light on this very important subject, and especially of the kind of developments that we may see unfold in the days to come. All eyes on that big meet, on what really could turn out in the Biden-Xi meeting. But keeping our viewers ahead on this story and every possible development coming in on this. We slip into a very short commercial break. On that note, also a quick check of the other big stories we're tracking for you this afternoon. As national anger erupts over President Murmu's insult, a complaint has been filed against the sexist minister, and Mamata government is yet to take action. Also, FTX collapse leaves crypto markets in a lurch. Why won't Indian crypto evangelists utter a word?
To 40% of the people who didn't even know they had diabetes had soaring sugar levels.
To help India beat diabetes, Beto has collaborated with Lions Club International to conduct diabetes screening camps all over India to create awareness and control this silent epidemic.
आपने शुगर चेक की क्या?
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
This long march will never stop, irrespective of consequence. Let there be firing on the roads, let there be dead bodies, let there be rivers of blood. His supporters will pay any price so that Imran Khan becomes the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And this is exactly what Pakistan did in Kashmir. Pakistan said, we will fight till the last drop of blood for Kashmir. They just forgot to mention whose blood. It was not the blood of Pakistanis, or at least Pakistan's elite. It was the Kashmiris being radicalized. That was what Pakistan did, and this is exactly what Imran Khan is doing.
In the state of Tamil Nadu, at least 26 districts have declared a holiday as a red alert was raised due to heavy and very heavy rainfall.
So those who are convicted in an act of terror, why give them a long row? This entire space where they can walk out free. TMC insults the president. No action by the sitting chief minister Mamata Banerjee. The BJP says, sack this minister.
Who is responsible for this showdown between you and the Chief Minister?
Let us put things in a proper perspective. Government is responsible for running the business of the government, and governor has been entrusted with the duty, obligation to run the university. Honorable Supreme Court has laid down the law. Now I have a duty not only as Chancellor but even as Governor of the state.
This is the day which is going to decide the future of the parties, that who is going to rule the state of Himachal Pradesh for the next 5 years. All parties are trying their level best.
The Vijaypur Primary School, which is in Bilaspur, JP Nadda's home turf.
हिमाचल प्रदेश के 68 सीटों के लिए मतदान होगा। रिपब्लिक की सबसे बड़ी टीम इस वक्त ग्राउंड में मौजूद है।
The Supreme Court has ordered the premature release of the assassins of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi.
That bail has been granted to Jitendra Awad and the other accused on the surety bond of 15,000 rupees.
They want you to resign. Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Khan? Now that you've used the resign word, I'll say it clearly to you. They want you to resign.
The law says the governor shall be Chancellor. He cannot resign. Even when I had written the letter to the Chief Minister, I had said, make alternative statutory arrangements.
कांग्रेस यानी भ्रष्टाचार घोटाले की गारंटी।
आज भाजपा का एक ही सिद्धांत है, सत्ता में रहना।
Cutting across to breaking news coming in, reports suggest that Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani has entered the race to bid for world-renowned English football club Liverpool FC's takeover. The English Premier League giants have been put up for sale by their current owners Fenway Sports Group, who bought the Merseyside club in October 2010 and have reportedly appointed Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley to assist them in selling the team. Ambani, chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries and rated by Forbes as the 8th richest person in the world, has inquired about the club few associated with the Mumbai-headquartered Indian multinational conglomerate. However, could not confirm the development. A statement from FSG that reads, and I quote, there have been a number of recent changes of ownership and rumors of changes in ownership at EPL clubs, and inevitably we are asked regularly about Fenway Sports Group's ownership in Liverpool. The Anfield outfit has enjoyed immense success under FSG, with Jurgen Klopp's side winning a Premier League title, a Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup and European Super Cup over the past few years. Others in the fray include parties from the Gulf and USA. Ambani's company owns Indian Premier League cricket side Mumbai Indians and also runs the Indian Super League football event, besides being the commercial partners of the All India Football Federation, that is the AIFF. And this is the latest that is just coming in, reports suggesting of how Mukesh Ambani could well enter into the race to bid for world-renowned English football club Liverpool FC's takeover. The English Premier League giants have been put up for sale. That is being confirmed by their current owners Fenway Sports Group, who had bought the Merseyside club in October 2010 and have reportedly appointed Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley to assist them in selling the team. In India, Ambani, chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries and rated by Forbes as the 8th richest person, in all probability is showing interest. They have inquired about the club, is what the report suggests. And few associated with the Mumbai-headquartered Indian multinational conglomerate have not been able to confirm this development, so we don't know for a fact because there is no concrete statement coming in directly from Reliance. But reports certainly suggesting of how Reliance has shown interest and they could well enter the race to bid for English football club Liverpool FC's takeover. Time now for a short commercial break. On the other side, we get you details as anger is mounting over President Murmu's insult. A complaint has been filed against the sexist minister, but the Mamata government is yet to take action against him. FTX collapse leaves crypto markets in a lurch. Why won't Indian crypto evangelists utter a word?
प्राइमरी स्कूल है जो एक पोलिंग सेंटर बनाया गया है, भावुक जुड़ाव है क्योंकि यहीं पर पढ़ाई की थी। खुद जयराम ठाकुर ने का भी वोट यहीं पे उन्होंने डाला है।
This is called the women empowerment. These are the females from the CM family. They are very much clear. They will vote for the development, neither for the family life.
Anurag Thakur, the union minister who is casting the vote along with the family. Wife is there, children are there, along with the father and the mother. Vakil Babu, আপনি কোন সাহসে ভারতের রাষ্ট্রপতিকে এই কথা বলে? ওটা দেখতে ভালো না, এর উপস্থিত দেখতে ভালো।
This long march will never stop, irrespective of consequence. Let there be firing on the roads, let there be dead bodies, let there be rivers of blood. His supporters will pay any price so that Imran Khan becomes the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And this is exactly what Pakistan did in Kashmir. Pakistan said, we will fight till the last drop of blood for Kashmir. They just forgot to mention whose blood. It was not the blood of Pakistanis or at least Pakistan's elite. It was the Kashmiris being radicalized. That was what Pakistan did, and this is exactly what Imran Khan is doing.
In the state of Tamil Nadu, at least 26 districts have declared a holiday as a red alert was raised due to heavy and very heavy rainfall.
So those who are convicted in an act of terror, why give them a long row? This entire space where they can walk out free. TMC insults the president. No action by the sitting chief minister Mamata Banerjee. The BJP says, sack this minister.
Who is responsible for this showdown?
कांग्रेस यानी भ्रष्टाचार घोटाले की गारंटी।
आज भाजपा का एक ही सिद्धांत है, सत्ता में रहना।
First-year law student brutally kicked, slapped and assaulted. It's the worst ever incident of communal clash on campus. Muslim woman alleges rape under the guise of nikah halala. India demands ban on nikah halala. Muslim women demand justice. Is UCC rollout the only way forward? National anger over President Murmu insult. Complaint filed against sexist minister. Mamata government yet to take action. FTX collapse leaves crypto markets in a lurch. Why won't Indian crypto evangelists utter a single word? And China's Xi Jinping provokes again. Taiwan claims Chinese fighter jets spotted near the island. Well, crisis struck cryptocurrency exchange FTX filed for the US bankruptcy protection after experiencing the digital currency equivalent of a bank run. FTX is affiliated crypto trading firm Alameda Research, and about 130 of its other companies have commenced voluntary Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings in Delaware. The platform's founder and CEO, Sam Bankman, also resigned after he failed to raise billions to stave off collapse as traders rushed to withdraw $6 billion in just about 72 hours. This also brings that big question, what's really happening in our country without much regulations in place? It appears to be a complete free fall. But the fact of the matter is that several of the investors are now in the lurch without having a proper redressal in place. We'll also try and go across to our guests who are joining us on this broadcast. The bigger question that we are raising at this stage is the very fact that how exactly would these regulations, minus the regulations, what would this essentially mean for our investors? Over the next few hours, what we are essentially also going to try and do for all our viewers is to try and understand what's really happening in India and why there could be a danger sign for those investors here in India. Joining us on this broadcast is Prashant Mali, cyber and privacy law expert, and Sharat Chandra, who's a blockchain and emerging tech evangelist. If I can go across to Mr. Chandra. Mr. Chandra, what we are seeing is that minus a regulation in place in our country, it does appear to be a complete free fall. Bigger lessons to be learnt as to what really has happened in FTX, leaving several of the investors in lurch.
Absolutely. In fact, there's a complete lack of transparency and disclosure on part of these crypto entities, and that's why this FTX fiasco happened. But now, since India will be taking over G20 presidency and the finance minister has said that crypto regulations are a priority, I think we have a right opportunity to shape a global crypto regulation. And since bodies like Financial Stability Board and G20 in general is in favor of framing regulations so that we don't have regulatory arbitrage. So it's very much necessary. And these crypto fiasco, the crypto debacles are a case in point why we need regulations very badly so that investor interests are protected. Normal advisories will not work. We need to move ahead and frame regulations. And India should definitely take a lead and be the Vishwaguru. I mean, that's all we have been claiming ourselves to be, right? So it's I think it's the right opportunity to take the leap of faith.
Let me also bring in Advocate Mali. Advocate Mali, just put this into perspective. What does this essentially mean? Now, we keep blaming that there isn't a regulation in place. The fact of the matter is that the government is taking all stakeholders in confidence, hoping that they would be able to come up with a regulation which is going to be befitting for the changing times. But we still are facing that dark area, and that is exactly what is being exploited by several of the crypto exchanges.
I feel the law is not being clear. The regulations are not being clear. This half-hearted statements coming out of even ministers like saying that innovation is allowed, but you can't deal in cryptocurrency when the law clearly says this. You know, when Indian currency is not transferable. So when you buy crypto in Indian currency, it becomes the legal hassles will come. So if this is clear, on one side if you say this, and one side you encourage innovation in cryptocurrency, it is saying one person saying in two tones. So if these two tones are being changed, if the law part gets very clear, then only I think Indian cryptocurrency holders should invest in it. First of all, these bigger cryptocurrency players are not at risk. They are at risk due to market fluctuation. But the problem is with the smaller people. You know, the people who invest their hard-earned money into these crypto schemes which emanate out of larger crypto exchanges. Because there is a lawlessness, because law is not clear, they don't have any legal recourse. You cannot go to police doesn't entertain you. Then you can't go to any regulators because there is no regulator as of date. You cannot fight with when your accounts get blocked, getting defreezed, bank account getting defreezed with the courts is a big hassle. So there are so many hassles because only the law is not being passed or government is flip-flopping all the time. So if you don't want to pass the law, either you be very clear, you ban the cryptocurrency, you ban the it being as even a transactional currency or transactional asset. Please come clear so these effects of such big events in cryptocurrency market doesn't flow down to the Indian.
Advocate Mali and Mr. Chandra, I'll just request you to stay on with us. Advocate Mali, I'm sorry to interrupt you. We're just getting in some. Advocate Mali, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. And Mr. Chandra, I'll request you to stay on. We're getting in some more breaking news right now. But Sudhir Suri's murder accused, Sandeep Singh, was felicitated by showering flower petals in Amritsar during his hearing. What you're seeing right now on your screens, these are the latest images now coming in of flower petals being showered at Sandeep Suri's accused in this particular case. What you're seeing right now on your screen, these are the latest images when Sandeep Singh's accused was actually brought to the court for a hearing when flower petals were being showered at him. We'll try and go across to Amandeep in a short while from now to get us the latest details. Remember, a lot of questions now being raised right now about the lawlessness in Punjab, because within a week's time we have seen two such cases that have emerged where there is a clear Khalistani ISI link. Amandeep is joining us on this broadcast. Amandeep, just get us the details that you're getting right now. Flower petals being showered at the murder accused.
Well, absolutely, Shravan. It was yesterday when Sandeep Singh, murder accused of Sudhir Suri, was being produced before the court in Amritsar after his remand was completed. And in fact, in the midway, several Sikh organizations have gathered to facilitate Sandeep Singh, and they have showered the flowers. They have raised the slogans that indicating that Sandeep Singh has not done anything wrong after killing Sudhir Suri. And meanwhile, when the police have put Sandeep Singh out of the van outside the court, he has also raised his hand, reverting and responding to that slogan and the Sikh organizations that he is also getting the support and accepting the support, and in fact confessing that he had not done anything wrong and he had not feeling any kind of guilty after killing Sudhir Suri. So this kind of lawlessness and sentiments is raising in Punjab, and police as well as government are not able to control. Shravan, this would be a very, very, very sensitive environment in Punjab, and in fact such kind of incidents are indicating that how again Punjab is dragging toward in terms of the hardliners, and they are touching to the Sikh sentiments as well. Sudhir Suri's murder accused Sandeep Singh is one example. Pradeep Singh, a Dera follower, was killed in Kotakpura in Faridkot, and he is also getting the support of these hardliners is the second example. And even there are several examples that can be quoted in which the lawlessness is clearly visible in the Punjab as well. But the point is that government as well as the police, they are not able to diffuse these sentiments which is on the high rise these days. Yes, Shravan.
But just a quick question that I also want to take with you is with regards to two such murders that have taken place within a span of just about a week, Amandeep. And what's even more shocking is that there's a clear link, Khalistani ISI link that is emerging. And we've seen constantly there is an attempt that has been made to revive these Khalistani elements operating out of Punjab.
Well, absolutely, Shravan. In fact, it turned to be a cakewalk for these Harvinder Singh Vinda, who is sitting in Pakistan and engaged with the Babbar Khalsa International Group, pro-Khalistani organization, and getting the back of ISI as well. Goldie Barad, who is another Khalistani activist sitting in Canada. It is the cakewalk for them, Shravan, to float their agenda, to direct their connections, giving the directions to kill or to extort or to run the Khalistani agenda. It is a very easy process for them these days. but it is very difficult for police to find out these connections. It is turning to be very difficult for the police to break down this entire chain of the Khalistanis who are running the agenda from Pakistan to Punjab. And in fact, the conspiracy of Sudhir Suri's murder case was hashed in Pakistan and even in Canada and executed in Amritsar, on the roads of the Amritsar. This is how the police is working. No intelligence input. There is no kind of alert. And in fact, the government is all in a very standstill mode. They are on the receiving end. What all is happening, it is entire responsible is government as well as the police. They are not able to control the situation. They are not able to break the chain of these pro-Khalistani elements.
Amandeep, I'll just request you to stay on.
Yes.
Amandeep, I'll just request you to stay on. We also have Punjab BJP General Secretary Harjeet Grewal who's joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Grewal, shocking images that we have received in our newsroom. Sudhir Suri's murder accused is now being honoured. What we see right now is flower petals being showered at, and once again that big question that is being raised over the last several weeks, that what's really happening in Punjab.
ऐसे क्रिमिनल्स के खिलाफ जिस वजह से उनके हौसले बुलंद हो रहे हैं। पंजाब पुलिस दुनिया की बेहतरीन पुलिस है। यहाँ आतंकवाद पैदा हुआ, वहाँ जड़ से कहीं खत्म नहीं हुआ। ये इसी पंजाब पुलिस ने किया था। आज वही निकम्मी लीडरशिप पंजाब को मिलने की वजह से वो पंजाब पुलिस भी निकम्मी हो गई है। उसकी भी हम निंदा करते हैं और मैं समझता हूँ कि ये सख्ती से इन लोगों के साथ पेश आना चाहिए। ये क्या ग्लोरीफाई कर रहे हैं ऐसे क्रिमिनल्स को? क्या हो रहा है ये? और क्या आपसी सद्भाव बढ़ाने वाली बात है? ये तो हिंदुओं को डराने वाली बात है। एक दूसरे का अपमान करने वाली बात है। तो मैं समझता हूँ ये नहीं होना चाहिए और इसको सख्ती से रोका जाना चाहिए। और पंजाब की जो आम आदमी पार्टी सरकार है, जो केजरीवाल है, इनको अपनी पॉलिसीज दुरुस्त करनी पड़ेगी, नहीं तो पंजाब में अफगानिस्तान जैसे हालात हो जाएंगे। हर रोज ऐसी घटनाएं हो रही हैं। जेलों से, इनकी जेलों में बैठे हुए गैंगस्टर फिरौतियां ले रहे हैं। अगर फिरौती नहीं देते तो उनके गोलियां मार रहे हैं। साधारण बिजनेसमैन जो हैं, छोटे लोग जो हैं। आज फिरोजपुर की घटना ऐसी जो हुई है, उसने 4 रोज पहले बताया था कि मेरे को धमकी आ रही है जेल से गैंगस्टरों की कि 50 लाख रुपया दो। जब उसने नहीं दिया तो आज उस पर फायरिंग हो गई और उसके घर पे फायरिंग हो गई। तो पंजाब पुलिस तो इन बातों को पंजाब सरकार दबाती है, वो तो मीडिया को मना करते हैं। मैं आपका बहुत धन्यवादी हूँ जो आप पंजाब की ये न्यूज दिखा रहे हो, नहीं तो ये दिखाने से भी पंजाब के चैनलों को रोकते हैं। अगर एक दिन न्यूज आती है, दूसरे दिन नहीं आती। ये एमरजेंसी से भी बुरे हालात कर दिए केजरीवाल ने। केजरीवाल से पंजाब बचाना बहुत जरूरी है।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया Harjeet Singh Grewal, Punjab BJP General Secretary, putting this into perspective, once again raising questions about the lawlessness in the state of Punjab. On the other side, first year law student brutally kicked, slapped and assaulted. It's the worst ever incident of communal clash on campus. Muslim woman alleges rape under the guise of Nikah Halala. India demands ban of Nikah Halala now.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Have you checked your sugar levels?
Afraid of diabetes and its complications?
होप खत्म हो गई थी। मुझे लगता था यार ये क्या लाइफ है?
Is diabetes a serious epidemic?
200 million people are at the risk of developing diabetes.
So one should always think that what really works for them.
Technology is the only way we can solve this problem for India.
Veto is a one-stop solution for anything diabetes.
Watch India Beats Diabetes with Beto, a World Diabetes Day special, today at 6:30 p.m. only on Republic TV.
Big stir ahead of the Prime Minister's Telangana visit. Controversial posters are put up as the BJP hits out at the TRS.
Rajiv Gandhi assassination convicts, 6 of them have been released by the Supreme Court, and the police are taking away Nalini to the Katpadi police station where she will be signing the parole.
Trinamool Congress Minister Akhil Giri's sexist comment on President Draupadi Murmu come out. The BJP demands action. TMC tries to distance itself.
In this country, that the citizen is seen as someone to be thrashed, abused and threatened. And the tragedy is that our country will by 2027 become the world's 3rd largest economy. We, the citizens whose toil, whose sweat, whose taxes make this country great, are treated like dirt. Political louts like Jitendra, who think that they can get 40 people to beat up any one of us whenever they like, think that they own this country.
प्राइमरी स्कूल है जो एक पोलिंग सेंटर बनाया गया है, भावुक जुड़ाव है क्योंकि यहीं पर पढ़ाई की थी। खुद जयराम ठाकुर ने का भी वोट यहीं पे उन्होंने डाला है।
This is called the women empowerment. These are the females from the CM family. They are very much clear. They will vote for the development, neither for the family life.
Thakur, the union minister who is casting the vote along with the family, wife is there.
So the chief minister has said that you are an RSS camp follower. He has said that you should be a detached figure. He says that you should uphold the dignity of your office, not be a RSS camp follower.
You can change a government. You can't change a people. It is the people of India who are electing the government at the center.
Crisis struck a cryptocurrency exchange. FTX filed for the US bankruptcy protection after experiencing the digital currency equivalent of a bank run. Joining us once again on this broadcast is Advocate Mali and Mr. Chandra. Mr. Chandra, if I can come back to you. Now, I was speaking to one of the investors a short while back just to get an understanding of what's really happening in India. Now, there is a sense that Indian investors would be basically doing a proper background check of these crypto exchanges. How old are they? For how long have they been operating? Now, that's the sense that they have. But at the end of the day, minus the regulation, the question that I was asking you at the start of this broadcast, minus the regulation, even investigative agencies are finding it extremely difficult. The Enforcement Directorate, when they are basically trying to carry out searches, or for that matter, trying to curb the activities of certain crypto exchanges, especially given the fact that they've fallen into the hands of loan sharks and others, it comes back to the same old question, that what exactly needs to be done?
Right. So I think, again, coming back to my previous point, that no one nation can frame crypto regulation. There has to be global coordination and consensus. But by the time there is a global consensus, we need to enforce existing AML money laundering laws very strictly and make these entities accountable so that we can bring in some semblance of investor protection. What government, especially some of the state governments, what they're doing is, for example, Telangana government, they have come up with a Web3 regulatory sandbox where the tokenization aspect of Web3 and some of the use cases where which can benefit state in general as well as businesses in general can be tried out in this sandbox. And one of the good points is that RBI has also joined this particular sandbox so that the conversion, or let's say there was a payment hurdle which was initially kind of inhibiting innovation. So this sandbox will offer the right opportunity for entrepreneurs and technologists to innovate new use cases. Now, but again, regulation is again very open-ended as of now. Unless and until we get like-minded nations to enforce regulations, crypto regulations, I don't think bad actors will leave any option to exploit any loophole.
Mali, if I can come back to you, you were making a point with regards to the grey areas in crypto exchanges and the fact that we still find it extremely difficult to grapple with the challenges. But it comes back to the same old question. Look at how the crypto exchanges are essentially operating. And somewhere down the line, even the media is also equally responsible, given the fact that a lot of media companies are basically running out of advertisements doled out by the crypto exchanges, making it look like it is absolutely legitimate. So that comes back to the same old question. If crypto exchanges are essentially allowed to carry on the way they are at this point in time, perhaps we're going to face the same fate like what we have seen investors at FTX. Advocate Mali, that question was for you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I audible right now, Mr. Mali? Mr. Mali, the question that I was asking you is that look at the current scenario. Crypto exchanges in India, they make it look that their entire operations is absolutely legitimate, and herein comes the role of the media. The media that is basically surviving on the dole-outs from these crypto exchanges in the form of advertisements is only allowing this entire case to go on at a rapid rate.
Sorry, whatever I heard about crypto exchanges and laws in India, I'll comment on that particularly. Like crypto exchanges in our country, if you look at them, or if a detailed audit has been done of this crypto exchanges in our country even, you will find different frauds, different schemes of fraud, different ways the crypto exchanges are used for money laundering. And it is not only crypto exchanges. These crypto exchanges even use payment gateways to get them into these frauds. For parking money, for parking Hawala related transactions, crypto exchanges have become a fertile ground. Even ED has freeze the account sometimes of these exchanges. There is constant some or other investigation and some or other transaction of these crypto exchanges constantly going on. So crypto exchanges, if they are not regulated by a regulator with a particular guideline or a particular law, I think it is difficult to curtail them. And some of these exchanges can also go the way FTX has gone. Or today, if you see the news, there was some news from Crypto.com also that some 400 million worth currency was gone, and then again it came back. I don't know how it happens, but there was a news where the currency had gone from their account, and now they claim that it has come back. So what kind of fraud is happening right now in the crypto world is really unbearable. You really can't guess it also what kind of fraud happens. And I don't think crypto exchanges in India are like holy cows here.
Right.
I would like to comment on the role of media here, because
thank you very much, Mr. Chandra, as well as Mr. Chandra. I'm really running short of time. I'll give you 30 seconds if you want to just make another point.
So in case of FTX, he was touted as the next Warren Buffett, right? So even media had a bigger role to play in giving him the pedestal, and that's why he was able to kind of hoodwink the system. So media also has to exercise constraints, right, in some sense.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, because media has a larger role to play, and it's very unfortunate that we've seen that media companies actually allowing several of the crypto exchanges to carry on with their advertisement without much checks in place. Thank you very much, Mr. Chandra, as well as Mr. Mali, for putting this into perspective. We'll be continuing our coverage on an issue which seems to have been brushed under the carpet. On the other side, national anger over President Murmu insult complaint filed against sexist minister. Mamata government yet to take action. And China's Xi Jinping provokes. Again, Taiwan claims Chinese fighter jets spotted near the island. All this and much more on the other side.
Have you checked your sugar levels?
Afraid of diabetes and its complications?
होप खत्म हो गई थी. मुझे लगता था यार ये क्या लाइफ है.
Is diabetes a serious epidemic?
200 million people are at risk of developing diabetes.
So one should always think that what really works for them.
Technology is the only way we can solve this problem for India.
Beto is a one-stop solution for anything diabetes.
Watch India Beats Diabetes with Beto, a World Diabetes Day special, today at 6:30 p.m. only on Republic TV.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
They want you to resign. Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Khan? Now that you've used the resign word, I'll say it clearly to you. They want you to resign.
The law says the governor shall be chancellor. He cannot resign. Even when I had written the letter to the chief minister, I had said, make alternative statutory arrangements.
Jitendra Award of the NCP, the hooligan Neta, has now been sent to 14 days of judicial custody.
The supporters of Jitendra Award outside the police station, and they have been asking Jitendra Award should be released soon.
देश के राष्ट्रपति द्रौपदी मुर्मू के खिलाफ अखिल गिरी जो विवादित.
Days after Prime Minister Modi met Dera Radhaswamy, Chief pro-Khalistan terror group SFJ has now provoked once again by inscribing Khalistan writings on the wall. This comes amid the growing concerns over lawlessness in the state. Stoking a fresh row, PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti has now called the Election Commission a puppet of BJP, further adding that the Election Commission is a mute spectator as BJP leaders continue to use religion to garner votes as its election campaign strategy.
40% of the people who didn't even know they had diabetes had soaring sugar levels.
To help India beat diabetes, Beto has collaborated with Lions Club International to conduct diabetes screening camps all over India to create awareness and control this silent epidemic.
आपने शुगर चेक की क्या?
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Who is responsible for this showdown between you and the Chief Minister?
Let us put things in a proper perspective. Government is responsible for running the business of the government, and governor has been entrusted with the duty, obligation to run the university. Honorable Supreme Court has laid down the law. Now I have a duty not only as Chancellor but even as Governor of the state.
This is the day which is going to decide the future of the parties, that who is going to rule the state of Himachal Pradesh for the next 5 years. All parties are trying their level best.
The Vijaypur Primary School, which is in Bilaspur, JP Nadda's home turf.
हिमाचल प्रदेश के 68 सीटों के लिए मतदान होगा. रिपब्लिक की सबसे बड़ी टीम इस वक्त ग्राउंड में मौजूद है.
The Supreme Court has ordered the premature release of the assassins of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi.
That the bail has been granted to Jitendra Award and the other accused on the surety bond of 15,000 rupees.
They want you to resign. Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Khan? Now that you've used the resign word, I'll say it clearly to you. They want you to resign.
The law says the governor shall be chancellor. He cannot resign. Even when I had written the letter to the chief minister, I had said, make alternative statutory arrangements.
यानी भ्रष्टाचार घोटाले की गारंटी.
आज भाजपा का एक ही सिद्धांत है, सत्ता में रहना.
student brutally kicked, slapped and assaulted. It is the worst ever incident of communal clash on campus. Muslim woman alleges rape under the guise of nikah halala. Is uniform civil code rollout the only way forward? National anger over President Murmu insult. Complaint filed against sexist minister. Mamata government yet to take action. FTX collapse leaves crypto markets in a lurch. Why won't Indian crypto evangelists utter a word? And China's Xi Jinping provokes again. Taiwan claims Chinese fighter jets spotted near island. And cutting across to breaking news coming in, this is from Mumbai, where the Customs Department on the 11th of November seized 61 kgs of gold valued at 32 crore rupees and arrested 7 passengers in 2 separate cases at the Mumbai airport. Sandeep will join us shortly to give us more details. Also on the pictures on your screens, you see of the 61 kgs of gold that has been recovered. It is valued at 32 crore rupees. This happened on the 11th of November when the Customs Department had seized that much gold. Sandeep is joining me on the phone line. Sandeep, first up, give us details of how this happened, the gold that was recovered, who were these 7 passengers, and how is the investigation continuing?
As far as the seizures are concerned, I have got the exclusive details of the seizure. 61 kilograms of gold were seized by Mumbai Custom, and in fact which cost 32 crore rupees in the international market. According to the sources in the customs, we have got to know that all these people were traveling from Qatar, the capital of Qatar, that is Doha. And they were separately, they booked in, separately, arrested in 2 other cases. Now, what we have been told is that they were working for the gold lord out here, and in fact, now the custom is trying to question them in regards of who was the person, and in fact trying to reach out to that person. There was a cavity made in the shirt and also in the belts of these accused, and in which the gold was filled. And after thorough checking at the airport, now the customs have in fact seized these 61 kg of gold, and which cost around 32 crore rupees in the international market. And now 7 people have been booked in 2 separate cases by Mumbai Custom.
All right, Sandeep, I want to thank you for getting us all these details, and of course we keep coming back to you on further updates and the action that is really taken in this case. For the moment, we move on. And well, an explosion that occurred on the railway tracks. This happened in Udaipur hours before the Asarwa-Udaipur express train was supposed to pass. The explosion that occurred near Kevada Kinal under Jawar Mines police station of Udaipur. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had flagged off the inaugural run of the Asarwa-Udaipur express train on this track from Asarwa railway station in Ahmedabad on the 31st of October. And details coming in of the explosion on the railway track. The latest input is that there is a sabotage angle that could well be in place, and the ATS is probing the Udaipur explosion. Those pictures on your screens as the investigation continues. Cracks on the track that were seen post the explosion, and there could well be a sabotage angle. Let's listen into the reactions that have come in so far.
पश्चिम रेलवे के अजमेर मंडल पर उदयपुर हिम्मतनगर सेक्शन में जावर और खरवा चंदा के मध्य सुबह 8 बजे के आसपास सूचना मिली कि ट्रैक को डेटोनेटर के द्वारा क्षति पहुंचाने की कोशिश की गई है। मौके पर सिविल पुलिस के अधिकारी और रेलवे अधिकारी मौजूद हैं और घटना की छानबीन की जा रही है। इसी क्रम में गाड़ी संख्या 19704 जो कि असरवा से उदयपुर की आती है, इसको डूंगरपुर में शॉर्ट टर्मिनेट किया जा रहा है। रेलवे प्रशासन द्वारा मामले की पूरी जांच की जा रही है और छानबीन की जा रही है।
So the matter is being looked into, but in the pictures that you see of how the agencies are now trying to probe what exactly had happened. This is the ATS that is looking into the matter. Piyush Mishra is now with us on the phone line. Piyush, we do understand, and this is an initial input, that a sabotage angle is not being ruled out. It could be early on, but what more are you picking up?
Well, right now, as we're speaking, Jaipur ATS team has already reached there. In fact, the officials have also told us that they have recovered dynamite and detonators from the very spot where the incident has taken place. Remember that explosion took place at Udaipur Ahmedabad railway track in Rajasthan, and the officials had received the call today in the morning at around 8 a.m. After reaching there, they recovered the detonators and also dynamite. Soon after the incident, when the incident was reported, the team of Jaipur ATS initiated the actions. Now, what we are learning from our sources is that terror angle has not been ruled out, and that is why the proper investigations will take place in this very case. What we are also picking from our sources is that strong actions will be taken in this very case, and that is why multiple teams are being sent there so that a detailed investigation can take place in this entire case. At this spot, the officials have also found that track has got some cracks and dynamite was used in the explosion. Remember that this track was inaugurated by Prime Minister 13 days ago, and the officials are smelling a conspiracy in this, and that is why detailed probe will also take place in this case. We'll have to wait and watch how the investigation further proceeds, but the incident took place today in the morning at around 8 a.m. Officials have recovered detonators and dynamite. In fact, this entire track was inaugurated by Prime Minister 13 days ago, and the investigations have now been launched into this case. Officials are also telling us that no stone would be unturned, every angle would be probed. In fact, a terror angle would also be probed in this case.
Yes. All right, Piyush, many thanks for those details. We move on to other news in brief. Patron of Chakradharpur's Giriraj Sena and former Municipal Council President's candidate Kamal Dev Giri was murdered in Chaibasa. The incident was reported on Saturday evening, and reports suggest that Kamal Dev Giri was standing at the Bharat Bhavan Chowk when three young men came walking, and a young man attacked Kamal Dev Giri with a bomb from behind. In Fatehpur, 8 FIRs have been registered in a year for illegal conversions. Reports suggest those following Christianity were accused of converting poor Hindus by tricking them. An FIR was lodged against the Evangelical Church in Fatehpur, in which 35 named and 20 unknown persons were booked. In shocking pictures that have emerged, accused in Sudhir Singh murder case, Sandeep Singh was seen raising arms for slogans when he was produced before court in Amritsar yesterday. Several pro-Sikh organizations gathered outside court, following which the slogans were raised. Places across Chennai received moderate to heavy rainfall. Now, according to the IMD forecast, Chennai is set to experience thunderstorm with rain later today, as there seems to be no respite from rainfall yet. Heavy rains continue to lash the southern state of Tamil Nadu. Waterlogging was reported in several areas. These pictures from near Tirukadiyur area were seen to depict the scale of havoc that was wreaked. Air pollution levels in Delhi slipped into very poor category from last week's poor category. The AQI in the very poor category has led to respiratory illness following prolonged exposure among residents in Delhi NCR region. The face-off between BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party in the national capital continues. In a latest move, BJP launched a poster war against the Aam Aadmi Party. BJP posted a poster of Manish Sisodia with a caption that read, "Beware of these luteras." In a unique protest, Aam Aadmi Party's former councillor Hasibul Hassan climbed on an electricity tower to protest against the party after he was denied a ticket in the upcoming MCD elections. India's defence might was at display in Gujarat's Jamnagar, where Surya Kiran aerobatic team of the Indian Air Force performed a spectacular show. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar attended 17th East Asia Summit in Cambodia. ASEAN leaders met with all counterparts from dialogue countries. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is also expected to attend the event. And the incident that has shocked the entire nation, Cyberabad police has registered an attempt to murder and ragging case against 10 students of IBS College in Shankarapalli for physically assaulting an undergraduate student in the hostel room and forcing him to utter religious slogans. The case was booked after the video of the assault went viral on social media, and the police arrested 5 accused on Saturday, 5 of them who are still absconding. It's a 17-second clip that has gone viral ever since. Action has been taken by the Cyberabad police, but questions also over why the management did not act in time. Several reactions that have come into this. Let's listen in.
Law student at the IFHE was physically assaulted and sexually harassed by his friends on campus, friends or other students, seniors, whatever. But a group of 15 to 20 hooligans on the campus assaulted this boy. But absolutely no information as to what the hooligans wanted and what was the cause for the said abuse and assault. And what are the people, the parliamentarians of Hyderabad and the ministers and MLAs and the entire state government of Hyderabad talking or doing about this? Because this is a pattern where in Telangana, Hyderabad and its surrounding areas as well, where the state government is turning a deliberate blind eye to the rights and to issues.
देखिए, ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और पिछले 8 सालों में जब से भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार आई है, इस तरीके के वाकयात कहीं न कहीं होते चले आ रहे हैं। किसी से भी जबरदस्ती करना, दबाव बनाना, कुछ कहलाना गैर कानूनी है। जो भी ऐसा करे उसके खिलाफ कानूनी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
क्या हो रहा है इस देश को? 10 बरस पहले मैंने ऐसा नहीं सुना था साहब। आप भी खंगाल लीजिए, आपके आर्काइव में नहीं मिलेगा कि 9-10 बरस पहले ऐसा हो कि किसी को मॉब लिंचिंग कर दी जाए, किसी की कहा जाए जय श्री राम बोलो, किसी को कहा जाए अल्लाहू अकबर बोलो। 9-10 बरस पहले क्या हो गया इस आबो हवा में? किसी ने तो जहर पर्याप्त मात्रा में घोल दिया है, और जब जहर होता है ना तो हर जगह फैलता है। वातावरण का जहर छोड़ता नहीं है किसी को कि आप इस आइडेंटिटी के हैं तो आपसे बच जाएंगे, सबको तहस नहस कर देता। ये सामूहिक चिंता का विषय होना चाहिए कि आजादी के 75वें वर्ष में हमने इस देश को क्या बना दिया, कहां से यात्रा शुरू की थी, ऊंचा मिजाज था, कहां आ रहे हैं हम। ऐसा तो 47 में भी नहीं हो रहा था साहब, जो अब हो रहा है।
देखिए, आईएसबी जैसे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय ख्याति प्राप्त इंस्टीट्यूट में जब इस तरह की घटनाएं होती हैं तो जाहिर तौर पर सब कुछ ठीक नहीं है उस राज्य में, और उस राज्य की सरकार से बड़े प्रश्न उठते हैं, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली वो कैंपस उसी राज्य में है और जो विधि व्यवस्था की स्थिति है वो उसी राज्य की जिम्मेवारी है। तो जिस तरीके के धार्मिक नारे लगवाए जा रहे हैं वो भी इंटरनेशनल स्कूल ऑफ बिजनेस जैसे बड़े बड़े प्रतिष्ठानों में, मुझे लगता है ये बेहद दुखद है और इसकी जांच होनी चाहिए कि किस तरीके से विश्वविद्यालय परिसर के अंदर इस तरह के कट्टरपंथी तत्वों को ये करने का मौका मिल रहा है और इसकी कड़ी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
Aneri, my colleague who's tracking all the details on the ground, now joins us on the broadcast. Aneri, this incident is very concerning. This is the Indian School of Business, a very reputed business school, and assuming that students studying in this campus come with a certain mindset and they focus on their studies, but to indulge in something like this, a communal clash of this nature, and that too from students who hail from good families, to what has happened is extremely concerning, like I said in the start. But wanting to know now, what is the situation like? We've heard a lot of political voices, questions being asked of the government. The Cyberabad police has arrested five who are still on the run. What is the management now doing to tackle this situation? Over to you, Aneri.
Well, Suvaisha, definitely a shocking incident which has come to light from Indian Business School of here in Hyderabad, where we see that there was an assault which was recorded on tape, and also at the same time, now we see that there's a statement which has been coming in from the management which says that they have suspended 12 students and they do not believe in encouraging any such sort of incidents, and so they are against zero tolerance of any such sort of incident which has been reported. But very clearly we see that after all of this, we saw that how the management, but also how the management has responded to it. They have suspended 12 people, but also now the larger question remains, is the suspension enough? And also at the same time, we have been seeing that the opposition parties have been questioning the TRS government here in the state of Telangana, and also at the same time, they say, what action is the police taking? Whereas we also see that 5 students have been arrested and 5 others are still absconding, is what we are learning. So further details are yet to be coming in this matter, but yes, police also says that they have booked the college management into this matter because they find that there is a negligence from the college and also from the management end also, and so the police has also booked the management into this matter. But now the question is how this victim has been suffering, because how badly he was being thrashed, how badly he was beaten up by a group of students after we had allegedly made some derogatory religious remarks, and also at the same time we see that after that was leaked among students there, then this incident was reported, and now the police officials have also booked a case of ragging. The Telangana Prohibition Ragging Act is being booked. There's another section of 307 and various other IPC sections. I think the murder section is also being booked against these students. So definitely a shocking incident coming to light. But then a larger question once again is that, is the suspension of these 12 students enough, or should there be further action into this matter?
Absolutely, Aneri, and we'd be tracking every single detail on this story very, very closely. Pressure is certainly building, not just on the management, but even on the police, and most importantly, questions being asked to the government on how they are fast-tracking this case. I want to thank you for the moment. And the other big story we're tracking very closely, 2 days after Republic Bangla exposed TMC Minister Akhil Giri's sexist and derogatory comments against President Draupadi Murmu, there is widespread anger against Mamta's minister. Republic Bangla confronted the minister, and this clip is now going viral. Watch the confrontation that India is talking about.
আপনাকে শুভেন্দু অধিকারী কি বলে সেটা নিয়ে প্রশ্ন নয় অখিলগিরি, প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে আপনি সার্বভৌম ভারতবর্ষের রাষ্ট্রপতি আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতি দিকে আঙুল তুলেছেন।
শুভেন্দু অধিকারী আমাকে কটাক্ষ করেছে,
আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতিকে কি বলেছেন
আমার কোনো জানার দরকার নেই। আমি 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 আপনাকে কোনো কৈফিয়ত দিতে চাই না। আমি
আপনাকে দেশের কাছে কৈফিয়ত দিতে হবে অখিলগিরি, আপনাকে গোটা দেশের কাছে কৈফিয়ত দিতে হবে অখিলগিরি।
সেটা দেশের
আপনি কোন সাহসে বলেছেন কথা?
সেটা আমার জানা আছে। আপনি কোন সাহসে আমাকে চার্জ করেন? আপনি কোন সাহসে আমাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করেন? আপনি কে?
আপনি দেশের মন্ত্রী, আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতির বিরুদ্ধে আঙুল তুলছেন।
জানতে চাই
আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতির দিকে ইঙ্গিত করছেন।
আপনি আঙুল তুলেছেন।
আপনি কদর্য কথা বলছেন।
মন্ত্রীর কাছে চার্জ করছেন। আমিও বাংলার মন্ত্রী, আপনি বাজে কথা বলছেন।
কিন্তু বাংলার মন্ত্রীর মুখে কি এই কথা সাজে অখিলগিরি? বাংলার মন্ত্রীর মুখে কি এই কথা সাজে অখিলগিরি?
আপনি সাইড থেকে ওই লোককে চুপ করতে বলুন
না। সবিনয়ে বলছি, আমরা চতুর্থ স্তম্ভ, আমরা মানুষের কণ্ঠস্বর হয়ে মানুষের জনপ্রতিনিধিকে প্রশ্ন করছি যে তিনি রাজনৈতিক কচকচানিতে ভারতের রাষ্ট্রপতির নাম তিনি কি করে নিলেন, ভারতের রাষ্ট্রপতি সম্পর্কে এরকম কুরুচিকর মন্তব্য কি করে করলেন?
আপনি বাংলার মন্ত্রীর মুখে কি এই কথা সাজে অখিলগিরি?
সংবিধানকে সামনে রেখে আমি মন্ত্রগুপ্তের শপথ নিয়ে মন্ত্রী হয়েছি। আমিও সংবিধানের লোক। আমাকে কি করে কুরুচিপূর্ণ সম্পন্ন শুভেন্দু অধিকারী কটাক্ষ করে আমি দেখতে কাকের মতন, তখন আপনাদের গায়ে লাগে না? আপনি কি শুভেন্দু অধিকারীকে জিজ্ঞাসা করেছেন? একজন সংবিধানের লোককে আপনি একথা মন্তব্য করতে পারেন না। আপনি কি শুভেন্দু অধিকারীকে জিজ্ঞাসা করেছেন?
অবশ্যই মন্ত্রী অখিলগিরি, কিন্তু আমার যেটা বক্তব্য, যেটা জানার প্রয়োজন, আপনি কোন সাহসে একজন মন্ত্রী হয়ে বাংলার মানুষ হয়ে রাষ্ট্রপতির বিরুদ্ধে কদর্য ইঙ্গিত করেন? একজন আদিবাসী মহিলা যিনি লড়াই করে উঠে সেই আদিবাসী মহিলার বিরুদ্ধে আপনি কিভাবে কদর্য ইঙ্গিত করেন, যা ঘিনঘিনে কথা বলেন?
আপনার মিডিয়া বিজেপিকে তোল্লা দিচ্ছে। এই জন্যই আপনি আদিবাসী সেন্টিমেন্ট আনছেন। ওখানে কোনো জাতের কথা হয়নি, ওখানে কোনো মহিলার কথা হয়নি, কোনো জাতের কথা হয়নি। আপনি জাত তুলছেন। আমরা যখন কমপ্লেন করেছিলাম শুভেন্দু অধিকারী টাকা নিয়ে চাকরি দিয়েছেন, কোথায় ছিল রিপাবলিক বাংলা?
প্রশ্নটা শুভেন্দু অধিকারী নয়, শুভেন্দু অধিকারীর প্রশ্ন নয় অখিলগিরি। শুনুন মন দিয়ে কথাটা। আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতির বিরুদ্ধে আঙুল তুলেছেন। কেন রাষ্ট্রপতির বিরুদ্ধে আঙুল তুলেছেন? কোন সাহসে? কার সাহসে আঙুল তুলেছেন আপনি?
আপনি কোন সাহসে আমাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করেন?
আমি গোটা দেশের কথা আপনাকে বলছি, আপনি কার সাহসে অখিলগিরি আঙুল তুলেছেন, কদর্য ইঙ্গিত তুলেছেন? কার সাহসে? আমি দেশের মানুষ অখিলগিরি।
আপনি কোন সাহসে আমাকে প্রশ্ন করেন?
আপনি দেশের মন্ত্রী, আপনি জবাব দিতে বাধ্য অখিলগিরি। অখিলগিরি আপনি জবাব দিতে বাধ্য। আপনি কৈফিয়ত দিতে হবে আপনাকে। আপনি দেশের মানুষের অপমান করেছেন। আপনি দেশের মানুষকে অপমান করেছেন। আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতিকে অপমান করেছেন। আপনি দেশকে অপমান করেছেন।
না, রাষ্ট্রপতিকে অপমান করেননি।
করেছেন অখিলগিরি, করেছেন। আপনি অঙ্গভঙ্গি করে কদর্য ইঙ্গিত করেছেন অখিলগিরি। আপনি করেছেন অখিলগিরি। গোটা দেশ দেখেছে, রিপাবলিকের বার্তায় গোটা দেশ দেখেছে।
আপনি বলছেন
অখিলগিরি আপনি কি এখনো অনুতপ্ত? অখিলগিরি আপনি কি এখনো অনুতপ্ত? অখিলগিরি আপনি কি অনুতপ্ত? অখিলগিরি আপনি কি দুঃখিত?
আপনি কোন প্রশ্ন করেন?
অখিলগিরি আপনার কি কষ্ট হচ্ছে মনে? অখিলগিরি আপনি কি অনুতপ্ত? অখিলগিরি আপনি কি অনুতপ্ত? আপনি মন্ত্রী অখিলগিরি অনুতপ্ত?
কম পড়াশোনা করেছেন তো সেই জন্য।
অখিলগিরি আপনি কি অনুতপ্ত?
আপনি কে? আপনাকে বলতে হবে।
অখিলগিরি আপনি কি দুঃখিত?
আরে আপনি কে?
অখিলগিরি রিপাবলিক, দেশের কণ্ঠস্বর, বাংলার কণ্ঠস্বর অখিলগিরি।
Republic Bangla being the only channel to have confronted that minister on that insult that he has hurled, a very derogatory remark against President Draupadi Murmu, for which questions now being asked as to why the Mamata government has not taken any action. On that note, we are slipping into a very short commercial break. A quick check of what's lined up on the other side.
This long march will never stop, irrespective of consequence. Let there be firing on the roads, let there be dead bodies, let there be rivers of blood. His supporters will pay any price so that Imran Khan becomes the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And this is exactly what Pakistan did in Kashmir. Pakistan said, we will fight till the last drop of blood for Kashmir. They just forgot to mention whose blood. It was not the blood of Pakistanis, or at least Pakistan's elite. It was the Kashmiris being radicalized. That was what Pakistan did, and this is exactly what Imran Khan is doing.
In the state of Tamil Nadu, at least 26 districts have declared a holiday as a red alert was raised due to heavy and very heavy rainfall.
So those who are convicted in an act of terror, why give them a long row? This entire space where they can walk out free. TMC insults the president. No action by the sitting Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. The BJP says, sack this minister.
Who is responsible for this showdown between you and the Chief Minister?
Let us put things in a proper perspective. Government is responsible for running the business of the government, and governor has been entrusted with the duty, obligation to run the university. Honorable Supreme Court has laid down the law. Now I have a duty not only as Chancellor but even as Governor of the state.
This is a day which is going to decide the future of the parties, that who is going to rule the state of Himachal Pradesh for the next 5 years. All parties are trying their level best.
The Vijaypur Primary School, which is in Bilaspur, JP Nadda's home turf.
हिमाचल प्रदेश के 68 सीटों के लिए मतदान होगा। रिपब्लिक की सबसे बड़ी टीम इस ग्राउंड में मौजूद है।
Breaking news coming in of a fire that has been reported at Haridwar in Uttarakhand. A massive fire that was reported at a factory. 4 fire tenders were rushed to the spot. Those pictures on your screens as fire personnel trying to douse off that flame. This happened at a factory in Haridwar. 4 fire tenders were immediately rushed to the spot. We don't have information on whether anyone has been injured or whether there are any casualties yet, but fire personnel engaged in dousing off that fire that was reported at a factory in Haridwar. On that note, we slip into a very short commercial break. A quick check of the other big stories we are tracking. First-year law student brutally kicked, slapped and assaulted. It is the worst ever incident of communal clash on campus.
To 40% of the people who didn't even know they had diabetes had soaring sugar levels.
To help India beat diabetes, BITO has collaborated with Lions Club International to conduct diabetes screening camps all over India to create awareness and control this silent epidemic.
आपने शुगर चेक की क्या?
Get your diabetes care program with a free BITO glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
प्राइमरी स्कूल है जो एक पोलिंग सेंटर बनाया गया है। भावुक जुड़ाव है क्योंकि यहीं पर पढ़ाई की थी। खुद जयराम ठाकुर ने का भी वोट यहीं पे उन्होंने डाला है।
This is called the women empowerment. These are the females from the CM family. They are very much clear. They will vote for the development, neither for the family life.
Anurag Thakur, the union minister, who is casting the vote along with the family. Wife is there, children are there, along with the father and the mother. বাবু আপনি কোন সাহসে ভারতের রাষ্ট্রপতিকে কথা বলে ওটা দেখতে ভালো নয় এর উপস্থিত দেখতে ভালো
this long march will never stop, irrespective of consequence. Let there be firing on the roads, let there be dead bodies, let there be rivers of blood. His supporters will pay any price so that Imran Khan becomes the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And this is exactly what Pakistan did in Kashmir. Pakistan said, we will fight till the last drop of blood for Kashmir. They just forgot to mention whose blood. It was not the blood of Pakistanis or at least Pakistan's elite. It was the Kashmiris being radicalized. That was what Pakistan did, and this is exactly what Imran Khan is doing.
In the state of Tamil Nadu, at least 26 districts have declared a holiday as a red alert was raised due to heavy and very heavy rainfall.
So those who are convicted in an act of terror, why give them a long rope? This entire space where they can walk out free. TMC insults the president. No action by the sitting chief minister Mamata Banerjee. The BJP says, sack this minister.
Who is responsible for this showdown between you and the chief minister?
Let us put things in a proper perspective. Government is responsible for running the business of the government.
In this country, that the citizen is seen as someone to be thrashed, abused and threatened. And the tragedy is that our country will by 2027 become the world's third largest economy. We, the citizens whose toil, whose sweat, whose taxes make this country great are treated like dirt. Political louts like Jitendra, who think that they can get 40 people to beat up any one of us whenever they like, think that they own this country.
First-year law student brutally kicked, slapped and assaulted. It's the worst ever incident of communal clash on campus. Muslim woman alleges rape under the guise of nikah halala. Is UCC rollout the only way forward? National anger over President Murmu. Insult complaint filed against sexist Minister Mamata government yet to take action. FTX collapses, leaves crypto markets in a lurch. Why would Indian crypto evangelist utter a single word? And China's Xi Jinping provokes again. Taiwan claims Chinese fighter jets spotted near the island. Hello and welcome. You are watching the news at 4:30 with me, Shavan said. We're starting this edition with that big news now coming in with regards to the crisis-struck cryptocurrency exchange FTX. In fact, FTX has now filed for US bankruptcy protection after experiencing the digital currency equivalent of a bank run. FTX, its affiliated crypto trading firm Alameda Research, and about 130 of its other companies have now commenced voluntary Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings in Delaware. The platform's founder and CEO Sam Bankman also resigned after he failed to raise billions to stave off the collapse as traders rushed to withdraw $6 billion in just 72 hours. It brings to us the question that what is essentially happening in India, minus the regulation in place, are we really putting the investors here in our country in danger? Joining us right now on this broadcast is an investor. Chandni, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast and speaking to Republic TV. I would like to draw your attention to what has really happened in the case of FTX. We do know that not many investors here in India would perhaps be transacting through the FTX, but the larger question that one is raising, we see the crypto exchanges in our country having a free-for-all. There is no regulation in place, putting investors in lurch. But what's the confidence that investors like you essentially have on crypto exchanges in our country, especially keeping in mind that there is no grievance redressal mechanism in place?
what I feel is that one has to trust, right? I mean, if somebody who's a believer of crypto, so I'm an avid crypto reader and investor. The first time I heard about Bitcoin was in 2015. So when I first read about it, I wanted to invest money because I personally feel this is the future. So what happens is, where else will you go? If you do not go to an exchange to buy or sell, you have no option but to trust an exchange. In this case, what I can recommend people to do is, I mean, what happened at FTX was really bad, and it was very unexpected for a reputed exchange like FTX to just file for bankruptcy. But what I can recommend people is that at least they can deposit their money in at least a couple of different exchanges. And what happened at FTX, it also is a sign for Indian government to really get things going. I mean, they're talking about passing a bill, but apart from just having crypto taxes in place, they really haven't done anything much in terms of regulation. So this is a very good, it's an alarming sign for the Indian government to actually get going and actually get these exchanges in check so that India moves forward with a mass crypto adoption in a huge scale.
But Chandi, it brings me to the question that we are talking about this mass investment to essentially take place on a platform that has its own risks. You would then once again tell me that, okay, look here, trading has its own risks in place. But having said that, there are certain checks and balances. When it comes to crypto, there isn't. And hence, there is a section who are still saying that till the time you don't have regulation in place, do not allow crypto to operate in the country.
Yeah, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. I don't discount that. But then we have to also see where the world is headed. And once we get more regulations in place, I think then at least we'll have more confidence from the people. I mean, over here, what happened at FTX was actually a mistake by one person. It was an exchange that actually went bankrupt. So if Indian government can even regularize exchanges in our country, that would be a big step, according to me.
But Chandi, that possibility could also be here in India as far as the crypto exchanges are concerned. Can we really discount the fact that there is a high possibility, especially the crypto exchanges which have now come under the scanner of various investigative agencies, could see a similar fate like that of the FTX? Can we really discount that?
Yes, something like that could have happened. If a company like FTX could do it, I would say any other person could do it, because FTX had some world's strongest backing. I mean, in terms of venture capitalists, in terms of who's and who's of the crypto industry, they had the world's strongest backing. So yeah, definitely it is possible that something like this could have happened. But I think more due diligence, regular auditing can help. I mean, or there should be a certain way where you are allowed to only withdraw certain assets. Right now, for all the people who do not know, FTX could actually started withdrawing customers' money and deploying it in other companies, their sister concerns. So in this case, Indian government can actually regulate stuff like this, where you have audited reports sent very regularly, where you have thorough due diligence done by because look at the other stock exchanges, NSE and BSE. The brokering houses are not able to do stuff. So it's the same way. If there is regulation over there, there can be regulation over here as well.
Chandi, one needs to applaud you as an investor who's been following this very closely for a very long time. At least you're calling in for that kind of regulation, because some believe that if we are bringing in a regulation, then what's the difference between crypto trading versus the regular trading? Because crypto trading essentially operates with the thought process that it has to be anonymous. But again, it brings its own set of dangers, not like investors like you, but let's not forget that there is a high possibility that this could fall in the hands of wrong people, antisocial elements, and there are multiple reports suggesting that. Let's not discount the fact that there are reports that have emerged in the past that terror groups have actually used crypto in order to transfer money, in order to ensure that their handlers sitting in various parts of the world are getting the money that they need, which wasn't possible in the past. So once again, it brings me to the concern that I have for several of these investors who are in the dark right now, that there is a possibility that these crypto exchanges who are operating in India are operating in a dark, in a gray area, exploiting that and putting several investors at risk.
Yeah, I do not discount money laundering. See, every coin has two sides, right? One good, one bad. So when crypto has its own advantages, it will definitely have disadvantages, right? I mean, when it comes to cash, when we had demonetization in 2016, that was a very bold move that was taken by our PM. But then now, again, what I hear in news is black money is again in picture. So what happens is there are ways to control it, and when there will be people who will be using for negatives, there will also be people who will be using for positives. So we have to look at it that way. Right now, what you're talking about regulation, now what is happening is, if I want to buy cryptocurrency in India, I am submitting the exchange my Aadhaar card, I'm submitting the exchange my PAN card, the exchange has my passport, sometimes, any national ID proof. It also has my photograph, it also has my bank ID details. So it has literally everything. So today, if I buy a Bitcoin from an Indian exchange, it knows that Chani is buying a Bitcoin, right? So there is quite a lot of check in place. Now, when the first basis check is done, now it's the government's job to keep the regulation, to keep these exchanges in control, because now Chani has already bought a Bitcoin from XYZ exchange. But now I feel government should intervene in a way that the exchanges are now answerable to keep my crypto safe. So the first check is already done. So I hope I'm able to put my point across to you.
Absolutely, Chadi. Chadi, let's also, since you have been associated with several of these crypto exchanges and you would understand how it operates. Now, I just want to talk to you about a few areas, and as I've been pointing out, which I call it the dark gray areas. We did a story about a couple of months ago where we saw these loan sharks operating in India through these various loan apps, trying to divert their money, which they had siphoned off from here in India, through crypto exchanges to countries abroad. And what investigative agencies indicated, that it was very difficult to identify where the money is landing, who is finally getting it, who is the ultimate beneficiary. So herein comes the bigger problem as far as crypto exchanges are concerned. Hence, once again, people are saying, there are a few section of people who are saying that, look here, you need to put an end to this.
Yeah, I totally get it. Like I said, every coin has two sides. So there would be cases like this where you will not be able to track where your crypto is going. Yes, people are transferring from one wallet to another, and then it's going offshore. It's really difficult to track. I totally get what you're saying, but then what I feel is that this space has a big future, and if we do not do anything about regulating it, we will definitely miss out on a big opportunity. I mean, I feel India as a country is already lagging behind in terms of education, in terms of adoption. When we see the other countries, the way they are going ahead with crypto adoption, we are far, far behind. So when we actually answer these gray areas, when we educate people more about cryptocurrencies, I think that's the place to be. And if we talk about going digital, if we talk about a $5 trillion economy by 2025, I think that we are really missing out on this front.
One final question that I would like to ask you, Chandi, is with regards to what are the concerns you as an investor has at this point in time, especially when you see what has happened with FTX?
Yes, so that is really alarming. I mean, with the way that FTX, I mean, who would have thought first, because the way they had marketed themselves and the way the founder had marketed himself, no one would have ever thought that FTX would go bankrupt. So yes, it is definitely alarming. So what I do and what I suggest people to do is be safe, be diligent. There are a lot of ways where you can store your cryptocurrencies, like have multiple exchanges, like do not keep your digital assets in one exchange. So you have multiple exchanges, you keep changing your passwords, you have two-step authentication, and there are also hardware wallets. So there are hardware wallets, there are paper wallets. There are a lot of different ways to basically store your digital assets, and that's one thing to take away is that first, do not trust any exchange so soon. I mean, FTX was only 3 years old. So what we should do is we should not first just go in any new exchange. We should let them prove that they are worth it and they are safe and they are secure. That is one thing that we should take care of. And then the other thing is not to save your assets at one place. This is what I would recommend, and this is what I would advise people who want to invest in crypto.
Well, thank you very much, Chandi Kanoria, for putting this into perspective. Undoubtedly, the situation that has unfolded with regards to FTX appears to be extremely alarming. And as many are now pointing out that perhaps it's time for the government to step in. Regulations should be brought in order to see that the operations of the crypto exchange are under scrutiny. On the other side, Muslim woman alleges rape under the guise of nikah halala. Is UCC rollout the only way forward? Also, national anger over President Murmu insult complaint filed against Sexist Minister Mamata government yet to take action.
Big stir ahead of the Prime Minister's Telangana visit. Controversial posters are put up as the BJP hits out at the TRS.
Rajiv Gandhi assassination convicts, 6 of them have been released by the Supreme Court, and the police are taking away Nalini to the Katpadi police station where she will be signing the parole.
Trinamool Congress Minister Akhil Giri's sexist comment on President Draupadi Murmu come out. The BJP demands action. TMC tries to distance itself.
In this country, that the citizen is seen as someone to be thrashed, abused and threatened. And the tragedy is that our country will by 2027 become the world's 3rd largest economy. We, the citizens whose toil, whose sweat, whose taxes make this country great, are treated like dirt. Political louts like Jitendra, who think that they can get 40 people to beat up any one of us whenever they like, think that they own this country.
प्राइमरी स्कूल है जो एक पोलिंग सेंटर बनाया गया है, भावुक जुड़ाव है क्योंकि यहीं पर पढ़ाई की थी। खुद जयराम ठाकुर ने का भी वोट यहीं पे उन्होंने डाला है।
This is called the women empowerment. These are the females from the CM family. They are very much clear. They will vote for the development, neither for the family life.
Anurag Thakur, the union minister, who is casting the vote along with the family. Wife is there, children are there, along with the father and the mother.
বাবু আপনি কোন সাহসে ভারতের রাষ্ট্রপতিকে কথা বলে?
ওটা দেখলে ভালো নয়, এর উপর দেখলে ভালো।
to resign. Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Khan? Now that you've used the resign word, I'll say it clearly to you. They want you to resign.
The law says the governor shall be chancellor. He cannot resign. Even when I had written the letter to the chief minister, I had said, make alternative statutory arrangements.
Days after Prime Minister Modi met Dera Radhaswamy Vyas, chief pro-Khalistan terror group SFJ has provoked once again by inscribing Khalistan writings on the wall. This comes amid growing concerns over lawlessness in the state. Stoking a fresh row, PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti has now called the Election Commission a puppet of BJP, further adding that Election Commission is a mute spectator as BJP leaders continue to use religion to garner votes as its election campaign strategy. Aam Aadmi Party has released its 15th list of the candidates for the upcoming Gujarat Assembly elections. The new list bears 3 names and AAP has now announced 177 candidates for the 182-member Gujarat Assembly. Karnataka Congress legislator Tanveer Said has promised a 100-feet statue of Tipu Sultan in Mysuru. Said, who was elected MLA, said the statue would stand as a symbol of the true history of Tipu Sultan for the coming generations, claiming that the history around the warrior has been distorted by the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
They want you to resign. Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Khan? Now that you've used the resign word, I'll say it clearly to you. They want you to resign.
The law says the governor shall be chancellor. He cannot resign. Even when I had written the letter to the chief minister, I had said, make alternative statutory arrangements.
Jitendra Award of the NCP, the hooligan Neta, has now been sent to 14 days of judicial custody.
The supporters of Jitendra Award outside the police station, and they have been asking Jitendra Award should be released soon.
देश के राष्ट्रपति द्रौपदी मुर्मू के खिलाफ अखिल गिरी जो विवादित बयान दिया है, उस बयान के खिलाफ को लेकर पूरे बंगाल में प्रोटेस्ट रैली निकाला जा रहा है भाजपा के तरफ से.
So the chief minister has said that you are an RSS camp follower. He has said that you should be a detached figure. He says that you should uphold the dignity of your office, not be a RSS camp follower.
You can change a government. You can't change a people. It is the people of India who are electing the government at the center.
Big stir ahead of the Prime Minister's Telangana visit. Controversial posters are put up as the BJP hits out at the TRS.
Rajiv Gandhi assassination convicts, 6 of them have been released by the Supreme Court, and the police are taking away Nalini to the Katpadi police station where she will be signing the
कांग्रेस यानी भ्रष्टाचार घोटाले की गारंटी.
आज भाजपा का एक ही सिद्धांत है, सत्ता में रहना.
Well, BJP has now demanded action against AAP minister who had insulted the Hindu religion. In fact, he was suspended, but his name once again figures in BJP's, in the Aam Aadmi Party's star campaigners list for the upcoming MCD polls. Remember, he had resigned following allegations that were leveled against him for essentially participating in a conversion rally in which oaths were taken to denounce Hindu faith. But once again, the Aam Aadmi Party leader had essentially indicated that this was part of the 21 oath that is basically taken once you join the faith of Buddhism. Rajinder Pal Gautam has now once again been brought in as the star campaigner. On the other side, we'll get to the latest massive anger over President Murmu insult by Trinamool Congress leader.
Who is responsible for this showdown between you and the Chief Minister?
Let us put things in a proper perspective. Government is responsible for running the business of the government, and governor has been entrusted with the duty, obligation to run the university. Honorable Supreme Court has laid down the law. Now I have a duty not only as Chancellor but even as Governor of the state.
This is the day which is going to decide the future of the parties, that who is going to rule the state of Himachal Pradesh for the next 5 years. All parties are trying their level best.
The Vijaypur Primary School, which is in Bilaspur, JP Nadda's home turf.
हिमाचल प्रदेश के 68 सीटों के लिए मतदान होगा। रिपब्लिक की सबसे बड़ी टीम इस वक्त ग्राउंड में मौजूद है।
The Supreme Court has ordered the premature release of the assassins of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi.
That bail has been granted to Jitendra Awad and the other accused on the surety bond of 15,000 rupees.
They want you to resign. Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Khan? Now that you've used the resign word, I'll say it clearly to you. They want you to resign.
The law says the governor shall be chancellor. He cannot resign. Even when I had written the letter to the chief minister, I had said, make alternative statutory arrangements.
Jitendra Awad of the NCP, the hooligan Neta, has now been sent to 14 days of judicial custody.
The supporters of Jitendra Awad outside the police station, and they have been asking Jitendra Awad should be released soon.
देश के राष्ट्रपति द्रौपदी मुर्मू के खिलाफ अखिल गिरी जो विवादित बयान दिया है, उस बयान के खिलाफ को लेकर पूरे बंगाल में प्रोटेस्ट रैली निकाला जा रहा है भाजपा के तरफ से।
So the Chief Minister has said that you are an RSS camp follower. He has said that you should be a detached figure. He says that you should uphold the dignity of your office, not be a RSS camp follower.
To 40% of the people who didn't even know they had diabetes had soaring sugar levels.
To help India beat diabetes, BITO has collaborated with Lions Club International to conduct diabetes screening camps all over India to create awareness and control this silent epidemic.
आपने शुगर चेक की क्या?
Get your diabetes care program with a free BITO glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
this long march will never stop, irrespective of consequence. Let there be firing on the roads, let there be dead bodies, let there be rivers of blood. His supporters will pay any price so that Imran Khan becomes the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And this is exactly what Pakistan did in Kashmir. Pakistan said, we will fight till the last drop of blood for Kashmir. They just forgot to mention whose blood. It was not the blood of Pakistanis, or at least Pakistan's elite. It was the Kashmiris being radicalized. That was what Pakistan did, and this is exactly what Imran Khan is doing.
In the state of Tamil Nadu, at least 26 districts have declared a holiday as a red alert was raised due to heavy and very heavy rainfall.
So those who are convicted in an act of terror, why give them a long row? This entire space where they can walk out free. TMC insults the president. No action by the sitting chief minister Mamata Banerjee. The BJP says, sack this minister.
Who is responsible for this showdown? So the Chief Minister has said that you are an RSS camp follower. He has said that you should be a detached figure. He says that you should uphold the dignity of your office, not be a RSS camp follower.
You can change a government. You can't change a people. It is the people of India who are electing the government at the center.
First-year law student brutally kicked, slapped and assaulted. It's the worst ever incident of communal clash on campus. Muslim woman alleges rape under the guise of nikah halala. Is UCC rollout the only way forward? National anger over President Murmu insult. Complaint filed against sexist minister. Mamata government yet to take action. FTX collapse leaves crypto markets in a lurch. Why won't Indian crypto evangelist utter a single word? And China's Xi Jinping provokes again. Taiwan claims Chinese fighter jets spotted near the island. Hello and welcome. You're watching the news at 5 p.m. with me, Shah Vincent. Starting this edition with that big news that we're tracking all the way from Hyderabad. Cyberabad police has now registered an attempt to murder and ragging case against 10 students of IBS college in Shankarpalli for physically assaulting an undergraduate student in the hostel room and forcing him to utter religious slogans. The case was booked after the video of the assault went viral on social media, and police arrested 5 accused on Saturday. This after case being registered after this video went viral. We'll try and go across to our reporters on the ground. Aneri is going to join us in a short while from Hyderabad, where actions has been finally taken. We've got some reactions coming in. Let's listen in and then we go across to a report on the ground to get you the latest.
Law student at the IFHE was physically assaulted and sexually harassed by his friends on campus, friends or other students, seniors, whatever. But a group of 15 to 20 hooligans on the campus assaulted this boy. But absolutely no information as to what the hooligans wanted and what was the cause for the said abuse and assault, and what are the people, the parliamentarians of Hyderabad and the ministers and MLAs and the entire state government of Hyderabad talking or doing about this. Because this is a pattern where in Telangana, Hyderabad and its surrounding areas as well, where the state government is turning a deliberate blind eye to the rights and to issues.
देखिए, ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और पिछले 8 सालों में जब से भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार आई है, इस तरीके के वाकयात कहीं न कहीं होते चले आ रहे हैं। किसी से भी जबरदस्ती करना, दबाव बनाना, कुछ कहलाना गैर कानूनी है जो भी ऐसा करे उसके खिलाफ कानूनी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
क्या हो रहा है इस देश को? 10 बरस पहले मैंने ऐसा नहीं सुना था साहब। आप भी खंगाल लीजिए, आपके आर्काइव में नहीं मिलेगा कि 9-10 बरस पहले ऐसा हो कि किसी को मॉब लिंचिंग कर दी जाए, किसी की कहा जाए जय श्री राम बोलो, किसी को कहा जाए अल्लाहू अकबर बोलो। 9-10 बरस पहले क्या हो गया इस आबो हवा में? किसी ने तो जहर पर्याप्त मात्रा में घोल दिया है, और जब जहर होता है ना तो हर जगह फैलता है। वातावरण का जहर छोड़ता नहीं है किसी को कि आप इस आइडेंटिटी के हैं तो आपसे बच जाएंगे, सबको तहस नहस कर देता। ये सामूहिक चिंता का विषय होना चाहिए कि आजादी के 75वें वर्ष में हमने इस देश को क्या बना दिया, कहां से यात्रा शुरू की थी, ऊंचा मिजाज था, कहां आ रहे हैं हम। ऐसा तो 47 में भी नहीं हो रहा था साहब, जो अब हो रहा है।
देखिए, आईएसबी जैसे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय ख्याति प्राप्त इंस्टीट्यूट में जब इस तरह की घटनाएं होती हैं तो जाहिर तौर पर सब कुछ ठीक नहीं है उस राज्य में, और उस राज्य की सरकार से बड़े प्रश्न उठते हैं, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली वो कैंपस उसी राज्य में है और जो विधि व्यवस्था की स्थिति है वो उसी राज्य की जिम्मेवारी है। तो जिस तरीके के धार्मिक नारे लगवाए जा रहे हैं वो भी इंटरनेशनल स्कूल ऑफ बिजनेस जैसे बड़े बड़े प्रतिष्ठानों में, मुझे लगता है ये बेहद दुखद है और इसकी जांच होनी चाहिए कि किस तरीके से विश्वविद्यालय परिसर के अंदर इस तरह के कट्टरपंथी तत्वों को ये करने का मौका मिल रहा है और इसकी कड़ी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
Let me also bring in my colleague Anuri, who's joining us on this broadcast. Finally, Anuri, we are seeing some sort of an action that has been taken. 5 of them have been arrested. What more are you picking up in terms of the investigation that has been carried out so far?
Well, Shravan, definitely a lot of questions now being raised in regard with the delay into the investigation and delay in the action. Why no action was taken on time, and also at the same time we have been seeing that there is a massive political war of words because opposition parties have been questioning the government here over why no proper action was taken. And now what we are learning is that the police officials have been have booked the management also, the college management also into this matter, because they find that the college management also, there was a negligence on the college management as well. And so now what we are learning is that the police officials have booked college management into this matter, but also at the same time we see that 5 accused into this matter have been taken in custody, but 5 others are still absconding. Police teams have been formed to take all of them into custody and find the other 5 also. At the same time, now we see that there is a statement which has been issued from the college management which states that they have suspended, they have taken action, that 12 people have been suspended into 12 students have been suspended, but also at the same time they continue to state that they do not entertain any sort of such irregularities and such things which have been happening, such assaults and all, and they believe in zero tolerance is what the statement reads. But now we also see that the police officials have booked an FIR which also mentions that they have booked a case against all of these accused into this matter, where Section 307, 323 and also a section of Telangana Prohibition of Ragging Act has been booked against these students. So definitely now the larger question remains is that why there was a delay, and also is suspension enough for these students, because as we have been seeing in the video also which has been surfacing, where very clearly how this victim was beaten up brutally, he was kicked, and also abusive language was used against this person, and he was forced to chant religious slogans. So definitely we have been seeing a shocking incident coming to light from a college where we see that how brutally he was being beaten up.
Thank you very much, Anuri, for getting us the latest details, a story that we'll be tracking very closely. 2 days after Republic Bangla exposed Trinamool Congress Minister Akhil Giri's sexist and derogatory comments against President Draupadi Murmu, there's a widespread anger against Mamata Minister. Republic Bangla confronted the minister, and the clip is now going viral. Watch the confrontation that India is talking about.
আপনাকে শুভেন্দু অধিকারী কি বলে সেটা নিয়ে প্রশ্ন নয় অখিলগিরি, প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে আপনি সার্বভৌম ভারতবর্ষের রাষ্ট্রপতি কথা বলছেন। আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতির দিকে আঙুল তুলেছেন।
শুভেন্দু অধিকারী আমাকে কটাক্ষ করেছে।
আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতিকে কি বলেছেন?
আমার কোনো জানার দরকার নেই। আমি 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 আপনাকে কোনো কৈফিয়ত দিতে চাই না। আমি
আপনাকে দেশের কাছে কৈফিয়ত দিতে হবে অখিলগিরি। আপনাকে গোটা দেশের কাছে কৈফিয়ত দিতে হবে অখিলগিরি।
সেটা দেশের
আপনি কোন সাহসে বলেছেন কথা?
সেটা আমার জানা আছে। আপনি কোন সাহসে আমাকে চার্জ করেন? আপনি কোন সাহসে আমাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করেন? আপনি কে?
আপনি দেশের মন্ত্রী, আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতির বিরুদ্ধে আঙুল তুলছেন।
জানতে চাই।
আপনি রাষ্ট্রপতির দিকে ইঙ্গিত করছেন।
আপনি আঙুল তুলেছেন।
আপনি কদর্য কথা বলছেন।
মন্ত্রীর কাছে চার্জ করছেন। আমিও বাংলার মন্ত্রী। আপনি বাজে কথা বলছেন।
অখিল বাবু,
কিন্তু বাংলার মন্ত্রীর মুখে কি এই কথা সাজে অখিলগিরি? বাংলার মন্ত্রীর মুখে কি এই কথা সাজে অখিলগিরি?
আপনি সাইড থেকে ওই লোককে চুপ করতে বলুন।
না, সবিনয়ে বলছি, আমরা চতুর্থ স্তম্ভ, আমরা মানুষের কণ্ঠস্বর হয়ে মানুষের
Getting in some more breaking news right now. Amid incidents of violence in Punjab, Punjab government has ordered review of all weapon licenses within 3 months. Those anti-social elements with licenses to face cancellation of the licenses. Public or social media display of weapons have been barred. No weapons to be allowed at public places, religious places, marriage functions and other programs. Any hatred statement against any religious and FIR will be slapped. Songs promoting violence and weapons will also be banned. A circular has been now issued by the Punjab government. We'll try and go across to my colleague Gursimran, who's accessed that circular that has been issued by the Maan government in Punjab. This comes at a time when the Maan government has faced immense amount of criticism for the lawlessness in the state of Punjab. Gursimran is joining us on this broadcast. Gursimran, just get us the latest details as far as this circular is concerned. Is there a link that is emerging with the 2 murders that have taken place in the state of Punjab, where there is a clear Khalistani ISI link that has emerged, and the fact that the Maan government has come under immense criticism?
Yes, Shavansi, there is no doubt to it that the Bhagwant Mann government is under the immense pressure, and that is one of the reasons that they have now come with an order that clearly hints at the crackdown on the gun culture in the Punjab, because we have seen many of the songs coming in Punjab, they are promoting the gun culture, and now it has been decided that the songs will be barred, and all the licenses that have been issued, the gun licenses in entire state of Punjab, they will be reviewed in next coming 90 days. The time frame has been given, and those anti-social elements which the government and the intelligence agencies feel that they can be a threat to the sovereignty and integrity of the Union of Punjab, they will be cancelled with immediate effect. Apart from that, there are a number of decisions that have been taken by the Bhagwant Mann government, and this all is being done after repeated incidents of violence, be it the killing of Sidhu Moosewala or the recent killing of Shiv Sena Hindustan leader Sudhir Suri. This clearly shows that there is a gun culture, and it is on the rise in the Punjab since the takeover of the new regime by the Aam Aadmi Party. So now to shed this kind of a pressure, the mounting pressure on the Bhagwant Mann government, the decision has been taken, and now it has to be seen that how impactful it will be on ground, because there have been several decisions that have been taken by the Bhagwant Mann government, but on ground implementation remains the zero, which is a critical challenge for them.
Just one quick question that I would like to take from you, Gursimran, with regards to the current situation. Is this really enough? But the fact of the matter is that we've seen in a state like Punjab a case of Sidhu Moosewala, then you have the case of Sudhir Suri, and now the latest being, a broad daylight shooting that has taken place. One after the other, the situation still remains the same.
Yes, sure, and there is a larger context to it. It's not about the gangsters carrying out the targeted killings and the killings of the singers and the netas in Punjab, but the Pakistani angle and the ISI angle, along with the Khalistani terrorist that is emerging into it. This is a severe national threat, and that's why the central agencies are also keeping a tab on each and every development that is taking place. But for sure, the Bhagwant Mann government is trying to tackle the situation after they landed into immense pressure from the opposition parties as well as the people of Punjab Punjab, who are saying that the government that promised that there will be development, they have landed entire Punjab into a gangster war like situation where the gangsters are having a free hand.
Well, Gursimran, we're just also trying to get in more reactions on a story like this, where questions once again being raised that why now? The fact of the matter is that for the Maan government, especially the Chief Minister himself, many have been raising this question that the Chief Minister is missing, simply because for the longest time you would have seen Bhagwant Maan essentially campaigning in poll-bound states like Gujarat and not really addressing the key issues plaguing his own state.
Yes, there is no doubt to it, Shravan. We have seen that Bhagwant Maan, despite the law and order situation that is emerging in Amritsar soon after the killing of Sudhir Suri, he was in Himachal and followed by his multiple rallies in Gujarat. It seems that the Chief Minister that was elected for Punjab is on election mode, and he doesn't bother to visit the Punjab, the Amritsar, the place that was hit by almost a communal tension when the killing of Sudhir Suri happened, and followed by it was the protests that have taken place, the widespread protests across the Punjab. Even the Punjab Bandh call was also given by the Hindu organizations. So that's why the opposition parties are also raising question on the Bhagwant Maan as well as his government, that this government has promised something else.
Right.
But there
I'll
is total lawlessness in the state of Punjab.
Gursimran, I'll just request you to stay on. Let me also bring in Sardar RP Singh of the BJP, who's joining us on this broadcast. Sardar RP Singh, my colleague Gursimran, is getting us the big breaking news that the Aam Aadmi government is all set to review the weapons licenses, essentially also saying that songs which have been glorifying weapons, they too would be banned. Is this really enough for a state which is facing immense criticism for not being able to handle the law and order situation? And the reason why we're raising this is that, let's not forget that it's a sensitive border state.
Two things. One is, people who are doing killings are not doing with licensed weapons. They are using unlicensed weapons, and then which is not in the list. So they can review list weapons which are in the list. Good, they should do it. But their intelligence system has failed to check on the gangsters or the operations of the gangsters. All these people who have been involved in the last killing are minors. And then they have been intentionally being hired so that no cases can be, the serious cases can't be made against them. And all those weapons which are there with them were not licensed weapons. And they never possessed any license. They possessed the arms were given to them at the last moment. So they have to be smarter than what's been happening. I mean, what Mr. Maan is doing is a routine. I mean, that should have been done in a very routine fashion. But how about people who carry arms along with them in public domain? There's a gentleman named Amarjit Singh. Wherever he goes, there are colleagues with him or his fellows, his fellow associates. They carry arms along with him. So will they arrest them? So it's a very sensitive issue and need to be tackled in a way where where the state has to be more smarter than the gangsters and the terrorists and the ISI. You are dealing with the ISI, gangster and terrorist put together. It's not simple that you are dealing with some gangster or some mohalla gangster.
Well, thank you very much, Sardar RP Singh, for putting this into perspective. Once again, questions essentially being raised that is this enough or more needs to be done, especially given the fact that the situation seems to be quite grim. On the other side, FTX collapse leaves crypto markets in a lurch. Why won't Indian crypto evangelists utter a single word? Also, China's Xi Jinping provokes again. Taiwan claims Chinese fighter jets spotted near the island. All this and much more on the other side.
प्राइमरी स्कूल है जो एक पोलिंग सेंटर बनाया गया है, भावुक जुड़ाव है क्योंकि यहीं पर पढ़ाई की थी। खुद जयराम ठाकुर ने का भी वोट यहीं पे उन्होंने डाला है।
This is called the women empowerment. These are the females from the CM family. They are very much clear. They will vote for the development, neither for the family line.
Anurag Thakur, the union minister, who is casting the vote along with the family. Wife is there, children are there, along with the father and the mother. অখিল বাবু, আপনি কোন সাহসে ভারতের রাষ্ট্রপতিকে এই কথা বলে? ওটা দেখতে ভালো না, এর উপস্থিত দেখতে ভালো।
This long march will never stop, irrespective of consequence. Let there be firing on the roads, let there be dead bodies, let there be rivers of blood. His supporters will pay any price so that Imran Khan becomes the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And this is exactly what Pakistan did in Kashmir. Pakistan said, we will fight till the last drop of blood for Kashmir. They just forgot to mention whose blood. It was not the blood of Pakistanis or at least Pakistan's elite. It was the Kashmiris being radicalized. That was what Pakistan did, and this is exactly what Imran Khan is doing.
In the state of Tamil Nadu, at least
FTX collapse has left the crypto markets in a lurch. Now Indian crypto evangelists won't utter a single word. Even the channels that ran paid programming for crypto now refuse to report on the crypto meltdown. First year, a law student brutally assaulted, ragged in a college hostel in Hyderabad. Reportedly, the student was assaulted by a group of students and was forced to utter religious slogans. Hyderabad police has booked an attempt to murder case against 10 students. Reportedly, 5 alleged accused have been arrested while 5 others are on the run. After the shocking videos of assault at the Hyderabad college went viral, Telangana BJP has now stated that the Telangana government is turning a blind eye to the incident.
Law student at the IFHE was physically assaulted and sexually harassed by his friends on campus, friends or other students, seniors, whatever. But a group of 15 to 20 hooligans on the campus assaulted this boy. But absolutely no information as to what the hooligans wanted and what was the cause for the said abuse and assault. And what are the people, the parliamentarians of Hyderabad and the ministers and MLAs and the entire state government of Hyderabad talking or doing?
Shocking instance of rape has now emerged in the Uttar Pradesh. Muslim woman has alleged rape in the name of Nikah Halala. The incident is said to have happened in Shahjahanpur area of Uttar Pradesh.
हलाला जैसे बबलू से निकाह करवा दिया था ना उन्होंने, तो हम वहाँ चले गए, तो गांव मुझे लेके गए थे शादी करा के, तो 10 दिन के लिए ये मुझसे जैसे हलाला करा थे इन्होंने, 10 गांव में ले गए। किन लोगों ने? बबलू उर्फ इरफान के साथ मेरा निकाह हुआ, तो उन्हीं ने हलाला करा। ये कौन है बबलू उर्फ इरफान? मेरा जैसे देवर भी है, हमारी शादी निकाह हुआ इनसे। उसके बाद सलमान मुझे गाँव से ले आए थे।
Uttar Pradesh police filed an FIR against 5 persons of a Muslim family and Islamic cleric identified as Guddu Haji for brutal gang rape of a woman several times after she was given triple talaq.
कोतवाली में माननीय न्यायालय के आदेश 156(3) के अंतर्गत एक अभियोग पंजीकृत हुआ है, जिसमें एक महिला द्वारा आरोप लगाया कि उसे ससुराली जनों ने 3 तलाक दिया, फिर हलाला किया और उसे शारीरिक उत्पीड़न किया है। इस संदर्भ में अभियोग पंजीकृत कर लिया गया है और विवेचना की जा रही है। निष्पक्षता के आधार पर जो भी साक्ष्य प्राप्त होंगे उसके आधार पर अध्ययन कार्रवाई सुनिश्चित की जाएगी।
After the shocking incident of rape in the name of Nikah Halala in Uttar Pradesh, Shahjahanpur, demand grows for UCC rollout to ensure gender justice in the country. After TMC ministers' insult to President Draupadi Murmu, BJP parliamentarian Lokit Chatterjee has filed a complaint at the Northern Avenue police station in New Delhi. BJP demanded immediate action.
कि ये सिर्फ बंगाल का नहीं, राष्ट्रपति जी का अपमान मतलब पूरा देश को अपमान किया, भारतीय संविधान को अपमान किया, भारतीय संविधान मतलब हर इंडियंस को अपमान किया है उन्होंने। इसलिए सिर्फ बंगाल में नहीं, देश के कोने कोने में होना चाहिए। मैंने दिल्ली में किया और सबको ये बोलना चाहती हूँ कि देश का आदिवासी समाज लोग जो 10.5 करोड़ जो आदिवासी समाज से जो ग्लोरीफाई किया, ये सबसे उच्च सबसे ज़्यादा पोस्ट जो है प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया, एक आदिवासी फर्स्ट लेडी द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी को, उनको ऐसी तरीक़े से इंसल्ट करना, ये तो कुछ छोटा मोटा बात नहीं है।
BJP spokesperson Amit Malviya has tweeted another old video of the TMC minister Akhil Giri. In that video also Akhil Giri is seen insulting President Draupadi Murmu.
কথাবার্তা এমন বলে একটা শোভনীয় কথাবার্তা বলো, বিরোধী দলনেতা হয়েছে তাই বলি যে বলো দেখতে খারাপ, দেখতে খারাপ। দ্রৌপদী মুর্মুকে কেমন দেখতে, দ্রৌপদী মুর্মুকে কেমন দেখতে শুভেন্দু বলুক এখানে দাঁড়িয়ে নন্দীগ্রাম, মনোজ টিগ্গাকে কেমন দেখতে? তোমাকে দেখতে সুন্দর, ভিতরটা পুরো ক্যান্সার। তোমাকে দেখতে সুন্দর, উপরেই জামাটা সুন্দর, আর দেখতে ভিতরটা পুরো ক্যান্সার, ক্যান্সারের মতো।
TMC minister's sexist insult to the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, results in massive anger breaking out across the country. However, TMC Supremo and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has not responded as yet. NIA is now conducting searches and has also arrested 15th accused identified as Shahid in the murder of Praveen Netaru, District Secretary of BJP Yuva Morcha, conspired by PFI members to strike terror among people of the society. During the investigations, NIA found out that Shahid was part of the conspiracy. Let me also bring in my colleague Prajwal, who's getting us the latest news. Prajwal, what more can you share?
Now we are learning, Shravan, that in regards to the Praveen Netaru murder case, the NIA has gone on to arrest Shahid, who is a resident of Bellary, aged 40 years. And now it is being understood that the NIA conducted raids and then they arrested Shahid in Dakshina Kannada's Sulya. And now it is also being understood that SDPI leader Shafi Bellare and Iqbal Bellare's sister's husband is Shahid, and it is also being understood now that the NIA has stated that Shahid was also one of the prime accused in the murder case of Praveen Netaru, and he was the one who had plotted to assassinate Praveen Netaru along with Shafi and Iqbal. And he has also been, now Shahid has also been brought to Bengaluru, and the case has already been registered and he's also being investigated, Chavan.
Well, thank you very much, Prajwal, for getting us the latest details.
Very difficult living situation in the national capital. AQI index in the national capital is 359. That puts the air pollution level into very poor category. This new poster that has been put out by the Twitter handle of the Delhi BJP showcases Manish Sisodia as a lutera.
It was a Veterans Day commemorative event. Aircraft crashing during an air show at Dallas. 6 people are feared dead. Big stir ahead of the Prime Minister's Telangana visit. Controversial posters are put up as the BJP hits out at the TRS.
Rajiv Gandhi assassination convicts, 6 of them have been released by the Supreme Court, and the police are taking away Nalini to the Katpadi police station where she will be signing the parole.
Trinamool Congress Minister Akhil Giri's sexist comment on President Draupadi Murmu come out. BJP demands action. TMC tries to distance itself.
In this country, that the citizen is seen as someone to be thrashed, abused and threatened. And the tragedy is that our country will by 2027 become the world's third largest economy. We, the citizens whose toil, whose sweat, whose taxes make this country great, are treated like dirt. Political louts like Jitendra, who think that they can get 40 people to beat up any one of us whenever they like, think that they own this country.
प्राइमरी स्कूल है जो एक पोलिंग सेंटर बनाया गया है, भावुक जुड़ाव है क्योंकि यहीं पर पढ़ाई की थी। खुद जयराम ठाकुर ने का भी वोट यहीं पे उन्होंने डाला है।
This is called the women empowerment. These are the females from the CM family. They are very much clear. They will vote for the development, neither for the family life.
Anurag Thakur, the union minister, who is casting the vote along with the family. Wife is there, children are there, along with the father and the mother.
There's never a dull moment in Pakistan. Imran Khan's long march on, Imran Khan's long march off. Then again Imran Khan's long march on, and then off. Today, the long march will happen all over Pakistan. Tomorrow, it will happen only in Islamabad and Rawalpindi. These kind of flip-flops you can only see on Netflix or in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Hi, I'm Major Gauravari and you're watching Checkmate. Ladies and gentlemen, recently Imran Khan gave an interview to the CNN anchor Becky Anderson. And this interview, you can get it online, you can get it on YouTube, is worth seeing. This is Imran Khan at his evasive best. You know, there was a time when people used to question, the global media used to question Imran Khan when he was Prime Minister, saying that, Mr. Khan, you know, you talk about Kashmir or the oppression of Muslims in Kashmir, you talk about the oppression of Muslims in Palestine. Now, we'd like to ask you, you know, we are not saying whether you're wrong or right there, but we'd like to ask you, why don't you speak about Muslims, Uyghur Muslims in China's Xinjiang province? Why not? And Imran Khan would mumble something, you know, or go into long evasive answers and say that the Chinese are our good friends and we will speak to the Chinese in private and the dirty linen between friends need not be washed in public, etc., etc., etc. This is again what Imran Khan has started doing as far as the quote-unquote assassination attempt on him was made in Wazirabad in Gujranwala. Becky Anderson asked him, Mr. Khan, you have named three people who you say wanted you dead. Number one, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif. Number two, Rana Sanaullah, the Interior Minister of Pakistan. And number three, Major General Faisal, DGC of the Inter-Services Intelligence. Now, the question that Becky Anderson asked Imran Khan was simple. Mr. Khan, do you have any proof that these people are trying to kill you? You name them publicly, but do you have any proof? Imran Khan started to explain, and he started to say that let me give you a brief background, because unless I give you a background, you will not be able to understand. And I had predicted this 2 months back, and I have people inside intelligence agencies who tell me, who are loyal to me and who hate the current regime and the current setup. And he started getting into this long cycle of explanation. And Becky Anderson again and again and again asked just one question. Where's the proof? Imran Khan could have very simply told Becky Anderson that here is the proof, all right, see this, this is the proof. Or he could have very well said that I don't think I'm going to give you the proof, but I shall certainly lay it out in front of the Supreme Court of Pakistan. Imran Khan did neither. And today right-thinking people are asking, does Imran Khan really have proof? Or was he just trying to settle old scores with political rivals? Now, Imran Khan has a history with Major General Faisal. It was Major General Faisal at one point in time who refused to follow Imran Khan's instructions. And he said, speak to my superior, which means speak to DGISI at that point in time. Imran Khan was extremely upset because at that time, General Faisal was a brigadier. Imran Khan thought that a brigadier should listen to him because he's the Prime Minister of the country. General Faisal chose to take the professional path and tell the Prime Minister that, sir, I don't report to you, please speak to my boss. This is essentially Imran Khan trying to settle scores. And Becky Anderson, like all good journalists, hung on and she asked Imran Khan one last time, Mr. Khan, where's the proof? And Mr. Khan had no proof to give. The problem is that many people inside Pakistan, millions upon millions of them, really believe that Imran Khan is the right person for Pakistan. He's not. Friends, Becky Anderson is again and again asking Imran Khan, what's the proof? Imran Khan says, this is the proof. The thing is that in any right-thinking society in which justice is held supreme, people will not believe what Imran Khan is saying to be the proof. But in Pakistan, where for decades and decades, generation after generation, justice has been denied, anything that a supreme leader says is believed to be the truth. This is something like North Korea. Imran Khan's word in Pakistan today is the word of God. Why does this happen? I've discussed this before and I will take the liberty of discussing it again before I move to the next topic. The problem with Pakistan is that Pakistan has seen only loss, misfortune and humiliation for the past 75 years. A nation that has never won except an occasional game of cricket. Look at its economy. It's down in the dumps, survives on begging and aid and loans. Look at its Supreme Court. Politicians routinely refuse to listen to the Supreme Court. Imran Khan is the latest example, but Nawaz Sharif has done it in the past. In fact, Nawaz Sharif ordered the goons of his party, the Noon League, to assault Supreme Court judges inside the Supreme Court. So this is not just Imran Khan. This is across the Pakistani political spectrum. Look at Pakistan's diplomacy. Absolutely isolated. Its best friend, China, refuses to fund Pakistan any longer, except for loans on exorbitant rates of interest. Something like the China-Pakistan economic corridor. Pakistan stands isolated as far as Saudi Arabia is concerned. Yes, Saudis will give loans, but there are no business or trade agreements. There is no great agreement or great commerce happening between the countries. America hasn't helped out too much. No country is coming to Pakistan's aid except to give loans. And why is that? Because of terrible diplomacy and still more terrible leadership. The world does not believe in Pakistan any longer. The armed forces obviously are facing some sort of a rift created by Imran Khan. So if you look at the overall spectrum of what Pakistan is or has been for decades, the people have never seen a win. Along comes Imran Khan promising Naya Pakistan. Imran Khan says, I'll give you a Pakistan in which there is equality. I'll give you a Pakistan where there is justice, where there is freedom for all. And like the Pied Piper of Hamelin, he plays his pipe, and like so many rats, the people follow. The people of Pakistan would not believe in institutions. They don't like institutions. They like this whole idea of an angel coming down from heaven and helping them. They believe in miracles. They believe in magic. I don't think they actually believe in the ability of a government to sit down and create institutions that will stand the test of time. At the COP27 summit in Sharm el-Sheikh, Shehbaz Sharif spoke about climate justice. He spoke about the need for people to give Pakistan money. So, whether Pakistan is facing good times or bad, it is the world's responsibility to keep giving Pakistan money. But this time, Shehbaz Sharif asked for money with a slight twist, with a slight difference. What he said was, we don't want loans. We don't want loans from you. We want money from you that we will not have to pay back. So he's not looking at loans. He wants this to be a one-way street where people write checks worth billions and billions of dollars, ask for no accountability, don't ask for the money back. This is how Shehbaz Sharif went to COP27, Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. And this is what he said to the people there. Needless to say, the people were shocked. Various heads of state had come. He came back with very little. He came back with very little because if this is your marketing pitch, people will not help you. And people also understand that like Imran Khan did not like to name China, the same problem with the Shehbaz Sharif. He does not want to name China. There is some fear in Pakistan about China, that we will lose our only friend that we have in the world. They've already lost that friend. But the fact of the matter is that Pakistanis still seem to cling to this dream. Imran Khan never mentioned Uyghur Muslims, as I told you before. Shehbaz Sharif does not want to mention the fact that one of the biggest carbon criminals in the world is next door. He's looking towards the West, saying that because of your significant carbon footprint, floods have come to Pakistan. 1/3 of my country was submerged underwater. Almost 40 million people were underwater. They've lost their livelihoods, they've lost their family members, there have been deaths, there is disease. Infrastructure has absolutely been wiped out. Significant part of the China-Pakistan economic corridor has sunk, and I want the West to pay for it. Why? Because of the Industrial Revolution, because the West is such a massive consumer, because the West has perhaps the largest carbon footprint. While all that is true, what is also true is that China has no less a carbon footprint. And it is China who has been giving these coal-fired electrical plants to Pakistan. Plants that it itself rejects. But Pakistan will never look at China and say, we want money from you, because you are guilty, in part, of the floods that have happened. No. Pakistan will look towards the West. And this is the hypocrisy in Pakistan's foreign policy, in Pakistan's ideology, and in their characteristics. They will ask money from the very people that they demonize. And they will not ask money from the very people that they call their best friends. Back in Pakistan, when people said, how do you know that these three people, the Prime Minister, the Interior Minister, and the DGC of the ISI wanted to assassinate you, he said that I know people, I was the Prime Minister, I know people within these agencies. As I mentioned before, and I'd just like to elaborate on this point a little bit, come back to it, that, Imran Khan said that these people are loyal to me. They don't like the army chief, they don't like the Prime Minister, they think I'm good for Pakistan, they don't believe in the current setup. They feel that Naya Pakistan is the way forward, which only I can give. And these people come and share their secrets with me. It's talking about intelligence agencies like the ISI. And I think this is something that the entire ISI needs to think about. Is there really a mole inside the ISI? Is there somebody from within the ISI or within the Intelligence Bureau, within the FIA, who is leaking national secrets to Imran Khan Niazi, who is no longer, by the way, the Prime Minister of the country? Because Imran Khan has publicly said that there are people within the agencies who are giving him information. And he said it is these people who said, no, the agencies are trying to kill you and beware. I think this is a very long shot. No professional agency. I mean, I'm not calling the ISI professional by any standard, but yes, they do tend to stick together because of selfishness that they have, what they want from the system, and they know that if one sinks, all of them sink, which is why the people from the ISI tend to stick together, the people from the Pakistan army tend to stick together. I don't know what Imran Khan is trying to prove by saying this, but this is what he has said publicly. This is tantamount to saying that your intelligence agencies are leaking like a sieve. If Imran Khan can get inside the ISI, so can the Indians, so can the Americans, so can the Israelis. Where does this end? Why should the appointment of the Chief of the Army Staff matter so much to Pakistanis? Why should it matter at all? After all, the Chief of the Army Staff is a functionary of the state. He heads an army, and the army carries out the instructions of the elected members of the National Assembly of Pakistan. They're supposed to defend the borders of the country and fight off external aggression, etc. You know, there has been no external aggression on Pakistan which they didn't start first, and as a response there was a sort of an attack by India or a counter attack by India. But the fact of the matter is the Pakistani army is busy doing business, and the Pakistani army is busy interfering in politics, which is why Imran Khan may say that he's one of the greatest democrats that Pakistan has ever seen, and he loves democracy, he believes in democracy. But the fact of the matter is he wants General Bajwa to come on television and say, from tomorrow Imran Khan Niazi will be the Prime Minister of Pakistan. This is what he wants.
They want you to resign. Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Khan? Now that you've used the resign word, I'll say it clearly to you. They want you to resign.
The law says the governor shall be chancellor. He cannot resign. Even when I had written the letter to the chief minister, I had said, make alternative statutory arrangements.
Jitendra Award of the NCP, the hooligan Neta, has now been sent to 14 days of judicial custody.
The supporters of Jitendra Award outside the police station, and they have been asking Jitendra Award should be released soon.
देश के राष्ट्रपति द्रौपदी मुर्मू के खिलाफ अखिल गिरी जो विवादित बयान दिया है, उस बयान के खिलाफ को लेकर पूरे बंगाल में प्रोटेस्ट रैली निकाला जा रहा है भाजपा के तरफ से।
So the chief minister has said that you are an RSS camp follower. He has said that you should be a detached figure. He says that you should uphold the dignity of your office, not be a RSS camp follower.
You can change a government. You can't change a people. It is the people of India who are electing the government at the center.
Big stir ahead of the Prime Minister's Telangana visit. Controversial posters are put up as the BJP hits out at the TRS.
Rajiv Gandhi assassination convicts, 6 of them have been released by the Supreme Court, and the police are taking away Nalini to the Katpadi police station where she will be signing the parole.
Trinamool Congress Minister Akhil Giri's sexist comment on President Draupadi Murmu come out. The BJP demands action. TMC tries to distance itself.
In this country, that the citizen is seen as someone to be thrashed, abused and threatened, and
Shehbaz Sharif is boxed in. He doesn't know what to do. And Shehbaz Sharif has no answers to the tsunami that Imran Khan has unleashed on Pakistan and Shehbaz Sharif's government. Now, people from Imran Khan's party, they're blocking roads. And not many of them. It's not like there are hundreds of thousands of people. 10, 15 people blocking a road. And they're daring the police to take action, because they know that if the police does take action, there will be a backlash. This is what they're doing. So what does Shehbaz Sharif do? Shehbaz Sharif goes and tells the courts that long back we had filed an objection to Islamic banking. We said that Islamic banking will not work. It's bad for the country. It's bad for the economy, because Islamic banking says there should be no interest charged. Now, if there is no interest charged, how will a bank work? And this was said 4 to 6 months back. What they're saying now is they've gone to court and they're saying, no, we're fine with Islamic banking. They're absolutely fine with Islamic banking. And the first thing that they do is they go to Maulana Fazlur Rahman, who's a right-wing, hardcore Islamist leader, and they say, Maulana Sahab, we are getting rid of interest. We are going to become a good Muslim nation. And now we will be banking without interest in Pakistan. I don't know how far this is feasible, because Pakistan is, the State Bank of Pakistan runs according to the wishes of the IMF. It is not an autonomous institution. Pakistan does not control it any longer. I don't know how this will work out. And I don't understand how Pakistan plans to go ahead with this. How will banks work? Essentially, the way banks work is you deposit your money into a bank, the bank takes that money, gives you a small amount of interest, right? But when the bank gives your money as loan to somebody else, they charge a higher percent, and the difference is what the bank earns. And there are many, many more methodologies for a bank to earn money, but this is one. This is the primary source of income for a bank. Now, if you wipe out the system of, charging interest on money, then you better have the oil reserves of Saudi Arabia or the UAE. You better have a booming economy. But today, I don't think right now either Imran Khan or Shehbaz Sharif, both of them, are thinking about Pakistan's future. They're thinking about their own future. Imran Khan wants to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan again. Shehbaz Sharif wants to continue being the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And this is what it is. And this is what it is. Because after the COP27 meeting in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, Shehbaz Sharif takes a private flight and goes to London to consult with his brother, Nawaz Sharif, who's in London. Now, apparently, Nawaz Sharif has been given a diplomatic passport, which means that he can't be arrested and he'll not be treated like a common citizen when he comes. The problem is that why has the Prime Minister of Pakistan gone to London to consult with his brother? He's gone there because on 29th of November, General Bajwa retires. So there are three probable scenarios. And I've mentioned this before, I'll take the liberty of saying it again. There are three probable scenarios. Number one, General Bajwa gets an extension, he stays put. Number two, General Bajwa leaves. On the 29th, another person is appointed Army Chief. Number three, the Shehbaz Sharif government surrenders in front of Imran Khan, and a person who's Imran Khan's favorite becomes Army Chief of Pakistan. We can all guess, in all probability, Imran Khan's choice will be General Faiz Hamid. So, where does this leave this entire scenario? Number one, I don't think, it is my personal assessment, I don't think that Imran Khan's choice will matter in this scenario. He is not the Prime Minister. All he can do is get elements out on the street and protest. But if the government can hold on for a little while longer, they have the problem sorted. There are rumors within Pakistan that General Bajwa will get an extension. There are rumors that General Bajwa is not going out anytime soon like he promised, and that people are pressurizing General Bajwa and trying to prevail upon him to at least continue till the elections in August 2023. General Bajwa, on the other hand, says that no, I want to leave because these people who are there under me, I've served with them, some of them have been my students when I was an instructor in the academy, and my continuing as Army Chief is harming their career. This is what my friends in Pakistan tell me. This is the conversation that has happened now. I do not know what will happen. Nobody can predict what will happen in Pakistan. People have tried their predictions in Pakistan. They've always failed because Pakistan is not a normal state. Anything can happen in Pakistan. General Ziaul-Haq, the famous dictator who died in a plane crash, when he took over, he promised that within a few months there will be elections. Those few months became 1 decade, perhaps Pakistan's darkest decade. Pakistan has never suffered so much like it did under General Ziaul-Haq. But that is the nature of the Pakistani army, and that is the nature of the Pakistani state. But there is a different debate here. Why should the appointment of the Chief of the Army Staff matter so much to Pakistanis? Why should it matter at all? After all, the Chief of the Army Staff is a functionary of the state. He heads an army, and the army carries out the instructions of the elected members of the National Assembly of Pakistan. They're supposed to defend the borders of the country and fight off external aggression, etc. There has been no external aggression on Pakistan which they didn't start first, and as a response there was a sort of an attack by India or a counter attack by India. But the fact of the matter is, the Pakistani army is busy doing business, and the Pakistani army is busy interfering in politics, which is why Imran Khan may say that he's one of the greatest democrats that Pakistan has ever seen, and he loves democracy, he believes in democracy. But the fact of the matter is, he wants General Bajwa to come on television and say, from tomorrow Imran Khan Niazi will be the Prime Minister of Pakistan. This is what he wants, because they've done it in the past. It was the Pakistani army that appointed Imran Khan Prime Minister of Pakistan. It was the Pakistani army that took away the chair from him. It was the Pakistan army that appointed Shehbaz Sharif the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And Imran Khan knows that if he has to sit on that chair again, it will be General Bajwa or his successor who can do this. And this is exactly why Imran Khan wants to be in that position where he can name General Bajwa's successor. This whole fight about General Bajwa's successor is all about who will sit on the chair of the Prime Minister of Pakistan. But this speaks a lot about the country. 75 years and they still want an army general to appoint the Prime Minister. What a shame and what a tragedy. And friends, lastly, from Pakistan, Imran Khan has just made a comment that he's not going to stop under any condition. This long march will not stop. This long march will never stop, irrespective of consequence. Let there be firing on the roads, let there be dead bodies, let there be rivers of blood. Imran Khan will pay any price, or rather, his supporters will pay any price so that Imran Khan becomes the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And this is exactly what Pakistan did in Kashmir. Pakistan said, we will fight till the last drop of blood for Kashmir. They just forgot to mention whose blood. It was not the blood of Pakistanis, or at least Pakistan's elite. It was the Kashmiris being radicalized. That was what Pakistan did, and this is exactly what Imran Khan is doing. His own sons are in London, comfortable. They've come to pay their father a visit. They will go back in some time. But the agitation on the streets, led by the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the muscle power will come from the poorest of the poor of Pakistan. They will bleed, they will die, they will rot in prison. All because of one man's mad dream to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this episode of Checkmate. I'll be back next week. Till then, have a great weekend.
To 40% of the people who didn't even know they had diabetes had soaring sugar levels.
To help India beat diabetes, BITO has collaborated with Lions Club International to conduct diabetes screening camps all over India to create awareness and control this silent epidemic.
आपने शुगर चेक की क्या?
Get your diabetes care program with a free BITO glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Who is responsible for this showdown between you and the Chief Minister?
Let us put things in a proper perspective. Government is responsible for running the business of the government, and governor has been entrusted with the duty, obligation to run the university. Honorable Supreme Court has laid down the law. Now I have a duty not only as Chancellor but even as Governor of the state.
This is the day which is going to decide the future of the parties, that who is going to rule the state of Himachal Pradesh for the next 5 years. All parties are trying their level best.
The Vijaypur Primary School, which is in Bilaspur, JP Nadda's home turf.
हिमाचल प्रदेश के 68 सीटों के लिए मतदान होगा। रिपब्लिक की सबसे बड़ी टीम इस वक्त ग्राउंड में मौजूद है।
The Supreme Court has ordered the premature release of the assassins of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi.
That the bail has been granted to Jitendra Awad and the other accused on the surety bond of 15,000 rupees.
They want you to resign. Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Khan? Now that you've used the resign word, I'll say it clearly to you. They want you to resign.
The law says the governor shall be Chancellor. He cannot resign.
Who is responsible for this showdown between you and the Chief Minister?
Let us put things in a proper perspective. Government is responsible for running the business of the government, and governor has been entrusted with the duty, obligation to run the university. Honorable Supreme Court has laid down the law. Now I have a duty not only as Chancellor but even as Governor of the state.
In this country, that the citizen is seen as someone to be thrashed, abused.